We were muted. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to PFM TV. How we doing? Good to be here. Good to be here. Let's lower this music a little bit. How's everyone doing? Good morning, everyone. I see Sam the Trader in here. We got SP King as always. Free Movie Junction. How's it going, guys? Montana's in the chat. All right, I'm starting to see familiar names. I love that, man. How's it going, guys? We got an awesome stream planned. We have more giveaways. We're still going to be giving away accounts all stream. On top of that, we have another guest. We have TradingInTheNow coming up, and he is an awesome trading psychologist. So we can get into some of the, we talk a lot about technicals here on stream, especially with me. I love the technicals, but talking psychology is just as important, right? So we're going to be doing that with TradingInTheNow. Of course, we're going to look at some charts. And that'll be around, 9:15, 9:30. He'll come on. And until then, we'll just get some charts up and start looking at some trades. I haven't taken any trades yet. I don't know about you guys. If you guys are in a trade, I'd be happy to know. But this is what we're looking at here on the NASDAQ. Satish, what is the plan? The plan today is to take some winning trades, to talk to TradingInTheNow, an awesome trading psychologist, and just give away some accounts and just keep giving you guys value, man. That's the plan. What's going on? I see Shavam's in the chat. I heard you got your account. Congrats. All right, guys. Yeah. So if anyone has markups or assets, instruments you want me to look at, I'm happy to take a look at them, whether it's gold, crude oil, really anything in futures. I'll even look at a Forex pair if you guys really want. Morning. Asian gold sell done. Okay, nice. You took a sell on gold. Send a markup in the chat if you can. I'll take a look at it. Watching previous day's highs for potential sells. Yeah, so if you guys remember yesterday, we kind of were waiting for that exact thing, right? So the market was grinding up all night. This was previous day's high yesterday, right? So if we just mark this off, this was previous day's high yesterday. So what did we do? We said we don't want to look for shorts until this swing high gets taken, because it was very obvious that was the drawn liquidity. So what happens once we sweep the previous day's high yesterday? I mean, we come up, run all those stops, and immediately sell back down. So I didn't take any trades. If you remember, we were looking to try and get involved on this sell-off, and there was just no pullback, unfortunately. But I did end up catching a pullback right off stream, which, just unfortunate timing there. But here was the trade. So you see, I mean, we ended stream at 12 o'clock, and I ended up getting into this like 5 minutes later because the setup finally presented. But that was on my Tradify accounts, 5 50K Tradify accounts. I am like $1,200 away from another payout with them, which hopefully we could do soon. Probably not this week, but maybe mid next week. If everything goes well, I should be able to lock in the, another 10K payout from Tradify. So that'll be sweet. We just got to take more trades like this. And the real key with that is just being patient, man. You just got to be patient. Sometimes it's tempting to try and take a trade on stream for the simple fact that you want to be entertaining, but sometimes there's no trade. I mean, could I have gotten involved up here, maybe on this inversion? I could have, and it would have worked out, but it just felt sketchy with how bullish we were. So I waited for the more high probability trade, and this took longer, but it felt like higher probability, right? Because we were still above midnight. We're going to retrace to that midnight open. We had low resistance liquidity here that we could look to take out. And I had some clear lines in the sand, right? So 15-minute fair value gap that was created. We inverted that first 5 minute. Like, it was just a solid trade that felt high probability. So yeah, we collected, I think it was like 100 points on this trade. So that was nice. But yeah, USD JPY looks bullish. Okay. Dude, I used to love USD JPY. That was like my favorite Forex pair back in the day. But I agree. Benjamin says, let's focus on NQ, guys. I think NQES is always going to take priority on the future stream. It just has to. Yesterday's pull was intense. It really was, bro. Hello, Zach. I'm late. Hey, man, you're never too late to join the stream. What time is the giveaway going to happen? We'll run one at like 8:30. We'll run the first giveaway around 8:30. So stay tuned for that. What's my bias for today? Sharing your, yeah, I mean, that's the plan. Let's share insights. Guys, I still feel like we could sell off. And it's weird because yesterday we were bullish all morning, like pretty much the whole stream. We were bullish with Zamco. He didn't want to take any trades. Both of us just felt like we can't get long this high up. And we both kind of understood that the shorts made sense. It just took a little while to finally happen. Hopefully it doesn't go like that. I'm hoping that if we do sell off, which I think is still possible, I hope it's going to happen in the first couple of hours. That would make my life a lot more simple. But here's how we get bias, guys. First thing we got to do, let's look up our midnight open. It's one of our key levels, right? So this is good for a short bias. We are way below midnight open, similar to yesterday. Bam. We got midnight open below. So again, what are the conditions when we're using midnight as a gauge? If we are above the midnight open, we are in a premium, right? So anything above midnight open, the market is in premium pricing for the day. Easier to short premium prices. If we are opening below the midnight open, we are in a discount. So shorts when we're above midnight, longs when we're below. So I'm going to stick to a short bias until we retrace to midnight. I don't want to get long up here. I just have no interest in it. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, guys. We're going to look for shorts at first. And don't get me wrong, it's pretty easy for me to be able to flip a bias. I'm not one of those people that get stuck in one direction. But I would prefer to see the shorts. I definitely would. News is coming in 20 minutes. Yeah, let's check the news. Let's always check Forex Factory. Let's see what we got here. We don't have any red folder, though. We got some like orange folder news at 9 a.m. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. So it's also been a weird week because there hasn't been much news, huh? Would I be looking at longs? 5-minute retrace into the fair value gap. Depends which fair value gap. I'm really not too into longs, and I might be too biased on that, but I'm not super interested in longs, Fawn. Sam the Trader is bearish. Okay, guys in the chat, let me know. I mean, if you had to pick a side on NQ today, are we bullish or are we bearish? Let us know in the chat. Please check my mail. I have some issue with my account. You'll have to talk with support. I'm sure support emailed you, Kelvin. So just get with them on that. Okay, Vikas is bullish. Who else? Bullish or bearish, guys? Let us know. Let's get a consensus here. Hey, Nicoletta's in the chat. What's up? Okay, Nicoletta shorted with 1 hour CRT. Is that candle range theory? I know you like that. Fawn says, I want to be bullish because there's a naked POC above on NQ. You are right about that, bro. You are right about that. So, yeah, we could talk about that, actually, because that is pretty interesting. It's a fair point. Let's bring up our volume profile. So we have a naked POC up here. This is Friday's point of control. It has not been retested yet. So how do we find these relevant, right? Can we find them relevant? The point is that these point of controls, when they are unmitigated, oftentimes the market will act as a magnet for price. So we could definitely drift up to that, and then we just continue making new all-time highs. I'm really hoping that that's not the case. I think we've built up a lot of low resistance liquidity to the downside. And I think we have further targets below that we can reach for on like a higher time frame. I will say this daily chart, though, is tough to fade. We're inside a daily fair value gap right now, though. Right? So, I mean, if we could say that shorts are still more valid as long as we haven't gotten a daily candle closure above this gap. So that would be coming in at 175 on NQ. Okay, a lot of you guys are bullish though, and it's fair. I understand. Hey Kelvin, I just told you, man. Support will get with you on that. I'm sure you've been in talks. If not, I'll email you after because I should have your email. Yeah, guys. I mean, I do think previous day's high could definitely get taken today first, which would be exactly what happened yesterday, right? I don't know though. Let's take a look at ES. We always want to correlate. When we're trading correlated assets, it makes sense to gauge the relative strength and weakness between the two. So here's the ES chart. Let's start on this 4 hour. So again, this is Friday's sell-off, pretty massive. One thing I will say, usually when we have sell-offs like this, if we're going to remain ultra bullish, we'll actually retrace and we'll erase the entire move in a day or two, right? That has not happened. So when you look at the momentum behind this candle versus us trying to get our way back up, it's been a lot more rangy back and forth. You could gauge that maybe there's some weakness in these buys. People have been buying this market for a couple of months now, just going straight up, straight up, straight up. They could be getting tired here. All right. But they could definitely be getting tired up at the highs. So just like this sell-off happened, you got to be ready for that again if the market starts to look like it's slowing down. Yeah, so Vikas, my bias is short for NQ right now. I'm definitely more short biased. But I need an entry. I really like the idea of us coming down and like taking London session and Asia session lows. If I could take a short down to there on stream, that'll be ideal. So right now we wait. There's no big news coming out, at least no red folder. So I'm not expecting like a volatility spike or anything like that. Whoever wants to be successful in trading has to develop their own strategy over the years. After getting losses after 4 to 5 years, you can learn a lot, earn a lot from the market. Yeah. I talk about this all the time. I don't think you can copy and paste someone's strategy. I wish you could. I think a lot more people would be making money trading. I think a lot of people have, people have similarities and styles to their trading, but I do think everyone has their own take, which is really where the edge comes from. How can you personalize a trading strategy or model to fit your needs? And then that's when things can really start to click. But that takes years of practicing and refining and, emulating other people. And, that's just what it is. You got to go through those parts. So you guys are thinking 9:30 open and we just wick up into previous day's high. Is that the idea? It's kind of a ways away. It's not that bad. It's about 30 points away. Well, no, this is ES. ES 30 points away is pretty massive. What's it on NQ? Okay, we're a lot closer, but still, this is probably a good amount of points from where we currently are. About 75 points, which, I mean, it's NQ. NQ can move 75 points real quick, right? So let's see, guys. We just got to be patient. We'll run a giveaway in a few minutes. Also, I have an FTMO account. I want to see and check on that if I got my phase 2 yet. No, it hasn't come in yet. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much impact from the news. We don't have any high impact news. NQ and an SMT with the S&P. Is there an SMT right now? That'd be really helpful for us to know, actually. I don't think I'm seeing any SMT. There's no SMT with previous day's high or anything like that. We took London session highs. Yeah, I'm not seeing an SMT. No. Yesterday, there was an SMT up here before this sell-off, which was one of the key reversal signals for us. I talked about that with Zamco. I don't think the 8:30 news is going to have much of an impact at all, guys. 50-second duck race would be more suspense. I think actually we were talking about that. I think we're going to do 30 seconds. We're going to do 30 seconds duck race. 50 seconds might be too long, but maybe we'll consider it. Who knows? We are going to do 30 seconds today. Give a little more suspense, you know? Oh, son, you said you're anticipating SMT if NQ can get to previous day's high. That's fair, bro. That's fair. What is the duck race? Dino, so the duck race is just a way that we do our giveaways. So when you put your name, I'll put your name into the duck race. You'll have a little duck, and the computer will race for you. And there'll be one winner. Yeah, Mayak, I'm actually going to do, I literally was trying to get a Google form set up in time, but starting tomorrow, we're going to use a Google form. Why can't I talk? Yeah, you know, first hour is here. We're here to chill, man. We're gonna we're just gonna do some analysis, run a giveaway or two. Like, I'm excited to get Trading in the Now up. Now he's a trading psychologist, but I need to ask him. I'm sure he trades as well. But I wonder if he'll want to take some live trades or if we're gonna just be chatting. We'll have to see. Man, if this was 9:30, I would not hate the idea of selling, but I don't want to take a trade before 9:30. I really think we're going to take out all this low resistance liquidity. We could also take a look at gold. So it looks like what I thought might have happened on gold was not going to happen, but this is why I like to stay away from markets that are constantly making all-time highs. Because look at this. How do you guys make money trading this? This instrument is cooked. How do you day trade this? I don't get it. I understand buying and holding it. That I understand. Buy and hold gold, that makes sense. But trying to day trade it when it's doing this, look at these 1 hour wicks. This is crazy. You can't make money on this. I mean, Zamco has. He was making money from it, he said. And I believe him. I mean, he's taken some pretty massive payouts, but man, you got to be real stuck on that 1 minute time frame and just try and nail perfect entries. Yeah, funded next. I think he just requested a 100K payout from my funded futures too, which is insane. Here I am. I thought I was the man because I made 50K in 2 months. This dude just took a 100K payout out in one shot, bro. Insane. Yeah, bullish fair value gap, buy gold. That seems like the strategy right now. Retraces into a bullish fair value gap, buy it. That's it. Garu 2.0. Hello. I remember you from yesterday. Do fair value gaps work better or inversion fair value gaps? So this is the thing. I mean, they both work. They both work. It just depends on what you want to do with them. I really like trading inversions because I feel like it gives me extra confirmation. I've built strategies around the inversion, like the strategy yesterday. We trade the first inversion fair value gap that presents down to midnight. What I like about this is that if the market is remaining bullish, this gap should theoretically hold and we should go higher. So if the market was going to remain bullish, this is what should have been happening, right? But it doesn't. So what this does is it confirms that bullish levels are being disrespected and that buyers are getting weak trying to hold up these zones, which is your last bit of confirmation for a good entry signal. I was talking about this yesterday with Zamco, but entry signal is not everything. You need to have a good entry signal, don't get me wrong, but your directional bias is, debatably a lot more important. So for me, when we trade the midnight model, we were looking to trade down to midnight. So we know we want to look for shorts. At that point, we just use the entry signal as our last confirmation. That's the idea. So we got this nice bearish close and then straight down, take out this wick. Now I took the short in here though. Like the trade I took yesterday was right here, right? So we had that sell off. We broke structure to the downside, but we still had midnight below us at that time. So this is where I'm just trying to find the next relevant fair value gap. So I use both. So you could have used an inversion for up here, but then I missed that trade, right? When we got off stream. So then I just used this 15-minute gap and I said, I'm just going to get short in here. And as long as this 15-minute gap holds, my stop goes above the 15-minute gap, target 1-to-1 or 1.5, whatever the case is. Mine was something like this. I have a line in the sand and I have a bias, and then boom, that's it. One and done for the day. Hey, Garo, yeah, I mean, if you win another account today, it's all yours, buddy. So when that retest of an inversion fair value gap, should we take a trade or we need more confluence? So ideally, you have more confluence, Dino. You need to have a system around these things. Like the inversion fair value gap is just the entry, but that's exactly why I've taught my midnight model, because it's a mechanical trading model. I just went over it with you. Like you decide if we are above or below the midnight open. If we're above it, like we were yesterday, we're looking for shorts. Boom, your directional bias is done. Then you take the first inversion fair value gap that presents after the 9:30 open. And you either target 1-to-1 risk reward or 0.5-to-1 risk reward. If you do 0.5-to-1, you're going to have a lower R multiple, yeah, but your win rate's going to be very, very high. You go 1-to-1, you're still going to have a relatively high win rate with that model. But sometimes you'll take a couple of trades that might be a miss. Yeah, Michael. Yep. I teach SMC, some say ICT, whatever, plus volume profile. Exactly.
Music licensing reimagined.
Which guest are we having today? We're having Trading in the Now. I can pull up his Twitter. So he is a trading performance coach, Trading in the Now. I've definitely seen videos of him in the past. Like I've seen this guy around, but I've never spoken to him. So it should be a good conversation. Should be fun. He'll be live on Prop Firm Match. Let me retweet this. Might as well. Boom. Give it a like. But yeah, so that'll be cool. I don't know if he trades, so maybe we'll talk trading specifically, like if he trades too, but I'm sure he's going to have a ton of good insight on trading psychology, which, listen, once you get a trading strategy, once you get the model down, technicals are important, but you need to have a good mindset or you're never going to make it. Two minutes before 8:30. Oh, 8:30 just hit. Let's see if the news did anything. Okay, we got a little bit of volatility picking up. Pretty big wicks. Let's see if we make or break a new high day. Zach, I'm primarily an FX trader and still new to futures. I hope to get lots of help from this stream series and you. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what we're here for. I know a lot of prop people that are familiar with prop firm match originally were trading CFDs and Forex. So yeah, that's the goal here. Let's get you started with futures. I mean, again, with prop firm match, you get a ton of awesome deals. Like if you want to get the best promos for trusted firms, you go to prop firm match, everything is going to be there for you. You know, you go to the futures section, just remember to switch there and you have so many good options. It'll go right to the top firms. I think we went over this yesterday. Like I love my funded futures. I like top one futures. I love Tradeify, one of my favorites. You go there, click on them right there. I mean, right off the bat, you'll see their promo codes. Most of the codes are code match and you see the overview, what platforms they have. This is pretty important. If you're new to futures, the two big platforms that we use are NinjaTrader or Tradeivate. They're the same thing, or Project X. So there's pros and cons to both of these firms or both of these brokers. I prefer Tradeivate a little bit more, but I do like Project X as well. But you can see everything that goes with the firm that you need. Their rating, they have a 4.8. Go to challenges and you can really start to like pick through which challenge is most interesting to you, what makes sense. Do you want instant funded? Do you want a challenge? Is there news trading? Like with Tradeify, you are allowed to trade news. That's big for me, not because I like to gamble on news, but just because I don't want to have to think about when a news event is going to occur and if I need to be in or out of my trades. I can't be bothered with it. So I prefer to have to trade with firms that don't have a news rule, you know? But maybe you never trade news and it doesn't matter to you. So, you know, these are the things that prop firm match is good for. And the futures section is still being updated. Like there's still new firms getting listed. It's the way to go if you want to actually figure it out. And, you know, especially if you're new to futures and you need that extra help. Yeah, a lot of people have been trading with Funded Next. I got to look into them a little bit more. Maybe I'll try them out. I know Zamco did really well with them. Yeah, Tradeivate is by far my favorite. I do like Project X, but I prefer Tradeivate. Giveaway accounts are futures based. We're giving away the same accounts. We're going to be doing 4 Alpha Futures 0 accounts, I believe. Let me double check all of this. I know 4 25K top one futures elite accounts. And for Blue Guardian, I think it's the standard. Yes. Okay, so here's the list of accounts we're going to be giving away today. 4 25K elite accounts from top one futures, 4 50K 0 accounts from Alpha Futures, and 25K or 4 25K standard accounts from Blue Guardian Futures, all futures. So we'll get them going. I think what we'll do is like maybe right before our first guest comes on, we'll run a giveaway. All right, so we're getting a push up here. So I think you guys are beginning to feel vindicated. We might be coming for previous day's high. Damn, W's for Garrow. He already uses PFM and he's got 1,500 loyalty points already locked in. Yeah, the loyalty points are a huge benefit to trading with to using prop for a match. Because if you're just going to use promo codes anyway, you don't want to buy a futures account at full price when there's always promo codes. So you might as well use prop for a match and also get loyalty points and get free accounts back. Just makes more sense. Yeah, Benjamin. NQ is pumping right now. She's pumping up. She's pumping up. Shivam, for giveaways, it doesn't matter if it's a monthly fee. You're not going to pay anything. You're not going to pay a monthly fee for a giveaway. Damn, some of you guys got 1,700 loyalty points, Michael. That's fire. Or is it Michelle? Yeah, Vikas, I saw you in there saying NQ is bullish. It's going. I mean, really, it hasn't done much of anything. It's still in the same spot. It's bullish technically, but it's also not insanely bullish. It's kind of ranging. Man, look at those wicks. I feel like what we're going to do is take out both sides. Like we took out the top, right? Hold up. I guarantee we take out the bottom today. Gold be like, buy me every morning and I'll give you profit. Facts. Here we go. I mean, guys, it's not that bullish. It's not much is happening. Look at this too. This is what we look out for. We got equal lows right here. We got nice equal lows. Need to get my Tradify accounts up. So I'm like, yeah, $1,200, $1,300 away from a 10K payout on these accounts. Just gotta stay locked in. This month has been slow. Like July, August, September were my best 3 months out of the year. Like we killed it all summer. And now October, first 2 weeks, it's been slow. It's been slow. No payouts yet for the month. My last payout was on like September 29th. So right before October started. So I do want to get these locked in. I think I'm going to need another week at least though, if I want to trade them responsibly to get to that payout. You can't rush it, you know. When you start to rush it, that's when you blow up. So I'm really trying to just be patient. It'll come, you know what I mean? We'll get enough winning trades as long as I'm patient enough instead of like just trying to force it. Michelle, for funded, I'm saying if I make another 1,300 in those accounts, I'll receive a $10,000 payout from Tradify. 10K payout. 10K payout. Simple question. If you're a rookie trader, which should one pursue? Forex or futures? I think futures is just I think it's a better market in general. I think Forex is, not to hate on Forex, but I don't know. I just think it's a less serious market. It just is. It's just a less serious market. I think futures for sure. If you have the option, just go with futures right from the jump. Yep, Tradify's futures. Zach is the secret Satoshi Nakamoto. Hell no, dude. I wouldn't even want to be that guy. That guy has like what, 10,000 Bitcoin or something, and he hasn't spent $1 of it. Couldn't be me. I'd be spending that. Could not be me, dude. Yeah, my Forex screen. You keep talking about this this trade you're in. Send us a markup, bro. Let's take a look at it. How much do I risk per account? So it depends on the account size. With these Tradeify accounts, I'm trading the 50Ks. So that's $2,000 of drawdown, right? Ooh, we are pumping now. We are pumping. Chat. Damn, okay. Previous day's high, incoming? Most likely. See, the thing is for me, guys, like if I'm trading my midnight model, I want to short into midnight. So the higher it goes up, the more I'm just like, okay, I'll get a better short entry eventually. That's the way I look at it most of the time. But yeah, how much do I risk per account? So on a 50K account, I have $2,000 of drawdown. So they're tight, but I'm trading 5 of them, right? I'm trading 5 50K accounts. So, I mean, I keep my risk tight, man. I risk anywhere from like 250 to 400 per trade, maximum loss for the day, maximum. The consistency rule in futures makes it a limit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I know that people who come from the CFD lands, they like really hate the consistency rules and all that. It doesn't bother me one bit. It's all part of the game. The way I trade, I'm not somebody who makes like all of my profit in one day from a windfall day. Like I like to stack base hits throughout the day. So the consistency rules they don't bother me. They don't bother me much. And the thing about futures is you have more scalability because the way you can copy trade in futures is unlike what you can do in CFDs. A lot of CFDs, you can't copy trade accounts anymore. So you can't scale. Like the thing is, yeah, you might have trailing drawdown and like a $4,000 max loss limit, but you could trade 5, 10, 15, 20 accounts. So the goal with futures and copy trading is stack accounts. They're also easier to pass. One-step challenges are much easier to pass. You can get funded a lot more easily in futures, or you could just go right to direct funded. But the thing about futures is you need to copy trade, and then you can get like massive payouts. When I took some payouts in Forex when I first got started before I moved over to futures, and the payouts in futures were always bigger, always so much bigger. Guest arrives at 9:30. Okay, Sam, the trader scalping 1-to-1, aiming for previous day's high. Okay. Yeah, if you're a swing trader, you have to go with a CFD firm. That's fair. What do I mean by scale? I mean, you can trade multiple accounts. So like I'm trading 5 50K accounts with Tradeify, all under the same firm with the same copy trader. That's why it's going to be a 10K payout. All I have to do is get these accounts to $3,000, and then I can withdraw 2K times 5 accounts. With CFDs, you can't really copy trade. They don't really let you copy trade anymore. So yeah, you could trade one big account, like a 100K account, and try to make 1 or 2%, and that's fine too. But I'm just saying the scalability in futures is much higher. Look at people like Trader Kane. He withdrew $2.5 million from Apex because he was trading 20 accounts. You can't do that in CFD land. In CFD firms, most of them don't have $2.5 million to pay out. A big firm like Apex that offers you 20 accounts, they have that money. SMT with ES into IFVG NQ entry for shorts. Yeah, I'm hoping something like that, Fawn. That's kind of what we're eyeing because we're below midnight open. So we're in a premium of the daily trading range. There's also like we have stacked lows, we have equal lows around here on ES and on NQ. So like there's definitely liquidity to draw price lower. We just need a good convincing entry. So we're going to be looking for an inversion. If we get a good inversion, I'm going to take it. That's it. Simple as that. I've been watching EU every day for the past 1.5 years. I feel like I have the pulse of the market and where it wants to go, but I just keep one of the two almost every time: risk management or trade management. Kaboom, what you got to do, man, is give yourself some rules and just have a backbone and follow them. It's easier said than done. That's what you got to do. You know, it's tough, man, but you got to just remember, like, if you don't follow your rules, you're just going to set yourself back and you're going to be doing exactly what you're doing right now anyway, but with no payouts. So, you know, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I still blow accounts. Like I still mess up and I tilt every now and then, but, I know how to like control myself enough that like I can secure payouts and make all of this worth it. But if you can't do that and you're spending all this time trading, you got to be able to learn how to make it worth your time. A lot of people just hit a breaking point and they either figure it out, you know, or they get off the pot. That's just what it is. Okay, this is a good question. R6, he asks, what would you recommend for a new futures traders, not new to trading? So just new to futures, not new to trading. If you're not new to trading, I think Tradify is the way to go, man. 30% off right now with code match. You can get direct funded or one of their advanced or growth accounts, and you're going to get 30% off. I think they're one of the best. And if you're not new to trading, I recommend try out the direct funded. In their accounts, it's called the Lightning. Let's find it on here. Yeah, Lightning funded 50K. So with the match 30% discount, that's $356.30. It's end of day trailing drawdown, so it's not intraday. Daily drawdown. There's no daily drawdown right now. Yep, no daily drawdown. And all you need to do is hit your profit target, which is $3,000 before you hit your max loss limit of $2,000. If you hit that and you have a 20% consistency score, you take out your money. And you can trade up to 5 of them. So yeah, I'd recommend Tradify, bro. That would be my recommendation. Just one payout, and it's the way to expansion for more accounts. All right, but you've gotten a payout, bro. That sets you apart from like 90% of people. That means you got this. So don't give up, bro. If you're able to secure a payout, you're already ahead of most people. Remember that. Are futures firms trusted? Like they don't reject payout with a reason? Yeah. Free Movie Junction, yes. Like there's way less payout denials in futures. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people have moved over to them. Way less. And again, if you use prop for a match, you'll feel a lot safer because they vet all of their firms. They look at their financials. Like you can't just like pay to get listed on prop for a match. Like you have to apply, and then prop for a match does like a pretty rigorous test to see if you're worthy, if the company is like safe enough financially to be listed. So any of these firms on prop for a match, anything I would say with over a 4.0, I think safe. All right, guys, let's get ready to run a giveaway. I think I'm getting ready. You guys down for a giveaway? Does one need TradingView Premium to trade futures props? No, you don't need premium, but you do need to purchase the CME data. You do need to get CME data to get the real-time data. It's like $8 a month, I think. Any trades done in Asia or London session? Not today. No, or not for me. That was last night. No trades for me in Asia last night. All right, giveaways. All right, so tomorrow we're going to use a Google form, but for today, this is what we're going to do, guys. What you're going to do is type your YouTube name in the chat. Okay. I'll tell you when. But once we do that, we're going to pick winners. We're going to do a duck race. And then once we get the winners, though, I want you to stay in the chat because you need to tell me and confirm that you're here. And then I need to get your email address. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go right now. I'm going to run quick bathroom break while you guys type your name for the giveaway. So go. And as soon as I get back, we'll run the duck race. We back. All right, let's get into this giveaway. I see a lot of names. I see a lot of names. Okay, enough with the names, guys. Tomorrow, Google form, okay? And there's going to be no double names. Looks like you guys, for the most part, are following the rules, though. I mean, people are putting their name in more than once, but it's not like obnoxious. Let's get all these in. All right, let's do this. Zach, make only rules. See the witching people 43, but like 30 only. What? Hey guys, you can stop putting your name in. I've already copy and pasted. All right, so we're gonna set this to 30 seconds. I didn't know you can do this, so that's why we didn't do it last time. Let's get the names in there first. Not a minute. That's way too long. Do 30 seconds. All right, team, you guys ready? 30-second duck race. Way better than 10 seconds. Definitely going to be a little more suspenseful. We ready? All right. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? I see Juliet coming up. We see Juliet, chart feeds. Oh, we got Mr. Top Hat coming in. Mahid TV. Where are we at? Who's going to take it, guys? Oh, Emperor. I think Emperor's got it, bro. Emperor's got it. No, damn. I would have put all my money on Emperor right there at the end, bro. All right, we got Nitin 012160. I didn't see this name a million times, so I think I think this guy deserves it. All right, claim your prize. So Nitin 021260. Please type your email address right now, and I'm going to save that. So you got to still be in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to give it to Emperor. I'm going to write down this YouTube name, though, just in case. But Nitin 012160, whatever it is, you need to, you still need to claim it, bro. Okay, it's Nitin FF. You got to type your email, though. We need your email in there. We're going to do one more. But hold on, I really want Nitin to give us your email, bro. Can anyone confirm? Has he typed it in the chat? I have not seen it. Yeah, this game is fun. Duck Race is mad fun. All right, I'm going to give Nitin FF a few minutes. But if not, it's going to have to go to someone else. Yeah, guys, you know what? Everybody, like the video right now. Before we do the next giveaway, we're going to run one more right now. Like the video right now for us. I want to see that like count go up. If you're watching, give us a like. All right, but if he's here, I need him to give me the email. He needs to type out his email address for us. Yeah, please type your email. All right, guys, we're running another giveaway. We're going to do one right now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Emperor is coming up again. Oh, I keep thinking it's going to be Emperor. Don't worry, we got to go again. That was a double. We're going to go again. We're going to go again right now. Right now. And also, guys, instead, all right, people are saying I can't get the email. Nitin, put your X handle. If you have X, put your X handle. That's what we'll go with. No. Here we go. Here we go. I feel like you can't trust when someone's in the lead. It means nothing if we still got 15 seconds left. I see Juliet in the front, but I don't trust it anymore. Chart fields. There we go. All right. Congrats, chart feeds. Now, chart feeds, give us your X handle in the chat. Should be able to show that. Give us your X handle. I'm typing this in here. Yeah, you can only have 100 participants, guys, at once. Don't worry, guys. We have so many more giveaways to do. We literally have so many giveaways. So many are coming. All right, we're going to do it like yesterday for now. Tomorrow, it will be better. But Zach, email zach@propfirmmatch.com. I just typed it in here. 2 giveaway winners, just email me. Guys, there's going to be multiple chances to win accounts. All right. And we got Trading in the Now coming on in like 20 minutes. Yeah, guys, I just put my email in the chat. Just email zach@propfirmmatch.com. Just email me there and we're good. We'll do another giveaway while our guest is on. Yeah, I could use ChatGPT. That's a good idea. That's actually a very good idea, Mayank. Don't worry, guys. There's so many more giveaways coming, okay? The account size, we just gave away 2 top 1 futures accounts, 25K Elite Challenge. So that's what we did. We still have 2 more of those to give away. We have 4 Alpha Futures 0 accounts, 25K. And then we have 4 Blue Guardian accounts, Standard Challenge. Actually, that's a good idea. Juliet, we might do that. We'll do that next. Oh my goodness, guys. There's more giveaways to come, okay? We can't talk about giveaways the whole stream. All right, we're going to get ready and look at charts. We'll do another giveaway soon. Man, Top Step, it's hard to get a giveaway with Top Step. They don't do that. It is very tough to get that out here. I still think we're going lower, guys. Yeah, let's talk about charts. Yeah, Garu, it's actually 50K accounts for Alpha Futures, I believe. I'll double check that. Thank you, Satish. Yeah, this is what I'm looking at. We have midnight price below us on NQ. So I'm seeing the fact that we are in a premium of the daily range. So we're going to be looking for shorts down to midnight after the 9:30 open. So once the 9:30 open occurs, we're going to look for the first inversion fair value gap that presents, okay? If we get that, we'll take a short entry down to midnight. But we don't take our trade until post 9:30. That's it, okay? So we're not going to take a trade until 9:30 open. And if we get our mechanical trading model set up, then we're going to take it. And this is a setup that I'm really trying to push in this stream because I think it's something that a lot of people, like you guys can emulate it very closely to the way that I trade it. Okay. And that's the thing. I can be more complicated and be very nuanced. And I'm going to do that too. But like this setup is so powerful for the simple fact that there's like 3 rules. You follow those 3 rules, execute, and over a long time horizon, it's a profitable trading model. Yeah, Gary, you can trade news in most futures firms, but not all of them. So that's where I would say go to prop firm match and review the accounts. If being able to trade during news is a big deal for you, you could look this up on prop firm match. We just went over that before. Yeah, Cole, this video will be available on the channel after the stream. So all of these are recorded and they're put up on YouTube under the live section. 30-minute time frame. Let's take a look. Yeah, so I know everyone's asking me if I want to join this Tradeify $1 million tournament. They are my favorite prop firm, but it's like, don't I want to just trade my funded accounts? I just think the odds of me winning the $1 million tournament thing, like, how does it work? I haven't looked into it, but I think you need to make the most money in the demo account. And it's like the odds that I'm going to do that, because everyone's just going to be full porting. Like everyone's just going to full port the account. The odds that I full port the hardest and make the most are very low. And then I'm spending all my time doing that. So I don't know. I haven't been too into it. But who knows? A lot of people are asking me about it. So I could consider it, man. I could consider it. So Shivam is saying if the 30-minute candle closes above the previous evening star candle, then we can get a retrace, then go up. Is that like candle range theory, CTR or CRT? So Dan, I think NQ has been moving bullish because that's just these are the conditions we're in right now. We've just been in all-time highs, making new all-time highs. I think this is like a really slow grind up. We're not really bouncing from a key level as far as I'm concerned. Like if we do look at a daily, we look at the daily chart here. Like I guess you could say we swept this swing low. So we've taken liquidity, but other than that, there's no key level in here for me. There's really not. Maybe if we go to the 4-hour, I could actually identify something. It's just a bunch of consolidation, slow grind up. There's nothing significant about this level other than the fact that we've swept liquidity. But that's part of why I'm not fully convinced that this sell-off is done. I think we can get a push down. Mayak says, I'm going to gamble and get kicked. No gambling, bro. No gambling. We're traders. We don't gamble. I do think you guys are right that we most likely take out previous day's high at some point in the open. And we're pretty far away from it on ES. So I think we can, if we're going to get this short idea today, I think we can anticipate getting some type of bearish SMT divergence to help stack confluence in our favor for the shorts. I do think that's strong potential. I do, Benjamin. I think we're going to drop. I do. I mean, I'm calling it still. Maybe I'm dead wrong. But I think today we are going to go lower and take out the Asia session lows, or at least London session lows. Now, it doesn't have to be right at the open. It could be another scenario like yesterday where we continue to grind a bit higher first. But I feel pretty confident that we're going to have a move down to midnight today. I really do. I just feel it. So we will see. We'll see if I'm right. And if I am right, I'm going to execute. I'm going to definitely make money on it. And we got our guest coming on in like 15, 20 minutes, guys. Chart feed. No, it's not the straight to funded sim pro. It's the elite challenges. So one step challenge. Satish, I don't think it's going to be all time high. I'm hoping we don't make another all time high, but I think maybe we come up for previous day's high. We sweep that and then we can go lower. That's what I'm going to be looking for ideally. No, Free Movie Junction. You should be able to follow my trade. I don't think it'll be an issue. I think you'll be fine, bro. I think we can really catch a good move today. I got a feeling. Got a feeling we're going to catch a good move, guys. I feel good today. Refresh my NQ chart. Let's see. I don't think it needs to be refreshed. It's doing the same thing as before. But there you go. There will be no breach. Yeah, no breach. All right, so we did invert this little 5-minute bullish gap. Again, not too concerned. I think 9:30 open comes, we could just rip through this quick. But I think for the low-hanging fruit, if I can get into a short to target these equal lows, like this is what I think we're going to find for us on stream today. Again, I ultimately think we're coming for midnight, but I really like these equal lows right here as a target. So depending on how this market wants to play out, maybe the open comes and we get a spike up, sweep previous day's high, consolidate, and then we get some type of inversion. And we can look for a trade like somewhere in here, right? To take those equal lows. Like that's the idea. I could see something like this. Out of context, but I suggest why don't we organize trading contest on prop for a match and there might be rewards or loyalty points. You know what? I was literally thinking about that yesterday. So I'm going to talk to the guys about that. I'm not sure how complicated it really is to make a contest like that. I think there's probably a lot of work on the back ends that people don't realize. But if we can do that, like if that's something that we can do, I think it would be a great idea. So yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking the same thing last night. So the loyalty points, Juliet, they stack up. So depending on the account you purchase, you can get more or less loyalty points. So let's go to futures. So these are all the futures accounts, right? Now, if we click on my funded futures, for example, let's go to challenges. You can pick a challenge here. And if you see right here, you can earn, if you purchase a my funded futures scale one-step account, 150K. If you purchase this account through prop for a match, you could earn 473 loyalty points. So that's the way it works. And these points, they stack up. Like right now, I just started, so I have 200 loyalty points. But if I get to a certain amount, you can get free accounts and you get other, you know, it's a reward system essentially. Can we trade Bitcoin on the weekends and futures now? No weekend trading in futures. Futures are closed over the weekend completely. Would you be interested in shorts if we sweep the equal highs and an inversion fair value gap presents, or would you wait for the previous day's high? No, yeah, I could do that. I don't need to wait for previous day's high. I definitely don't need to wait for previous day's high. If we just sweep the high a day or those relative equal highs and we get an inversion, I'm open to playing it for sure, Fawn. I may play it, definitely. Free Movie Junction is making fun of my 200 loyalty points. I just started, bro. There we go in the chat. PFM TV, specifically, if you use that code, you could redeem 200 loyalty points right now. Zach, do you have a Discord? I would love to join and share my analysis and connect with others. So that's something I'm thinking about putting into the works. So I don't have one yet, but that might be something that happens in the near future for sure. In the meantime, you can go to my YouTube channel though. At the bottom of the description, we have my YouTube channel. I have a ton of free educational content on there. I will say though that some of the best education is watching people trade live. So I'm hoping we could put some, we could give y'all some education today because I think we could formulate a setup. I'm really interested in taking these equal lows. Like I really think we could come for these equal lows today. I feel good about it. So I'm just trying to be patient and wait for the right setup. Zach, how's the FTMO phase 2 going? I'm still waiting to receive it, Nicoletta. I haven't received it. I was just checking before. Yeah, I haven't gotten it yet. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on that for sure. Please let us know when you do that Discord thing. Yeah, I'm going to look into it. It's just hard because I want to make sure if I do make a Discord that it's going to be valuable for people, So if I did it, I'd want to do it right. But yeah, I'll keep everyone updated on that. Okay, looks like we're getting this pop. I mean, we're going to take these equal highs for sure. So I think Fawn was calling that out. It's a good call out. Hey, there we go. Benjamin claims the points. Congrats. Yeah, nice. Mamu said I can redeem a 5K account now. Thanks, Prop Firm Match. Let's go. That's what Prop Firm Match is for, man. I love that. Nice. Sam the Trader's at 1,300 now because he got 200 loyalty points. Beautiful. I'm going to make sure our guest will be ready to go. I'm going to send him a link. He'll probably be joining at 9:30, but that will be cool. Get that going. All right, guys. Our guest is coming on soon. We'll run another giveaway at some point, maybe middle of the way through, depending on our conversation. But we're going to be looking for trades. I feel like this hour has gone kind of long because I really want to take this short. Like I'm trying to get ready for it. I just want 9:30 to hit. Watch, I'm going to be talking about this short all morning, and then it just is going to rip to the upside. It's going to be terrible for me. Do I have other conditions for NQ other than the structure I made recently? You mean like another trading strategy? The thing is, the rest of my strategies are discretionary. Like I use volume profile, I use fair value gaps. I talk about the midnight model a lot because it is very simple for people to understand. So especially if you're new to my style of trading, I think it's just And it's a really profitable model. I mean, I've been trading it all summer, like truly all summer, and it's been doing amazing. That's what I want to see. Satish says market open time, no giveaway. That's what we're saying. Yeah, we got to trade. We do the giveaways when it slows down a little bit, you know? What's the biggest mistake I see traders making again, and how do you avoid it? I think it's tilting. I really think like most people could be profitable traders if they just don't tilt every other day. I really think that's it. Like, it's not actually, this may sound crazy, it's not actually that hard to make a few $100 a day in the markets. Like, it's very easy. The problem is we all tilt and we risk more than we should and we blow up everything. That's where I got into the base hits mentality. It's like, it makes everything more simple for me. If I could hit one base hit trade a day and it's a winning trade, I'm done. I don't try to like constantly overtrade and make as much as possible. It's like a couple of base hits a day and I'm done. And I let the scaling do the work. I let the copy trading do the work for me. Instead of me trying to make like one small account, make $1 million. Because it's not going to work like that. You know, the real key, especially if you're a prop firm trader, is working on scaling up the amount of accounts you're copy trading. And then a $200 day may not seem like that much money, especially if it's in sim profits, but a $200 day times 10 accounts, 20 accounts is 2,000, 4,000. So, letting the scaling do the work for you, and don't try to like push your limit on a single account or two accounts, you know? Yeah, I'm with you, Garo. We have 41 views and only 41 active viewers at the moment, but only 22 likes. Guys, if you're watching, hit that like button. You know what? On the next giveaway, I'm gonna give us a number of likes that we need to reach on the video before we do it. All right, so we're beginning to sell off a little bit. Beginning to get a little sell off, man. Yeah, guys, remember that the PFM TV code is still valid for 200 points. So hit that while you can. It's honestly a cool deal. Anquar, email Zach@propfirmmatch.com. Support will be getting with you regardless, but you can email me as well. Like and share, guys. 100 likes and we ask big from Zach. Yo, you guys get us 100 likes, we'll do a massive giveaway. I could definitely agree with that. Yeah, market's bleeding a little bit. Market's bleeding up. I think we got our guest in here. Let's get him on. Hold on. Hey, brother, how you doing?
Yo, what's going on, Zach?
What's going on, man? Good to meet you. Can you just, is it Sanji?
Sanjeev. Yeah, call me Sanj.
Sanjeev.
It's probably easier.
Sanj.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Great to meet you, bro. It's good to have you here on PFM TV.
And you, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like I've seen you around quite a bit at points. So are you a trading performance coach exclusively? I'd love to get just a little bit into your story. Like, are you a trader, just a performance coach? Like, what's your story, man?
So I'll try and give it in a nutshell because it goes back quite a few years. I do a little bit of both. I started trading in 2012. A lot of people hear that and be like, wow, you've got so much experience, but they don't understand. I spent most of that time losing money. So I started in 2012. It took me a long time to find my feet in the markets and find, honestly, what worked for me. And in 2020, I started a coaching business. At that point, it was designed to just be life coaching. It was designed to be completely separate from trading. I fell into an opportunity where I ended up working with another trader. And he basically said, he put me onto the idea of, he was like, everything you've taught me in the kind of life coaching space and to do with my mindset has really helped me in my trading. And he was like, why don't you just do both together? And so 2020 going into 2021, I basically kind of flipped my focus and now almost exclusively only work with traders on the performance side of things. So yeah, I still do both till this date, but fell into it. It wasn't planned at all.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Would you say that the majority of your the people you coach, do they have a specific market that you're more focused on? Is it like Forex traders, futures, stocks, or is it a little bit of everything?
It's a little bit of everything. I've worked with people from all sorts of backgrounds, but yeah, it covers a little bit of everything. Forex, futures, I get the odd crypto trader here and there, but yeah, a little bit of everything.
Is there anything different about the psychology of a crypto trader versus a Forex trader?
Yeah, it's a good question. I honestly, like, I don't trade crypto. I kind of long-term invest with it, but I don't actively trade it. And the one thing that I always struggle with the mentality of is like the crypto guys, there's no downtime. Like weekends, it's just 24/7.
True.
I think for a lot of people, you know, if you're trading Forex or futures in any way like that, you at least have the weekends to kind of switch off and detach a little bit. I think for the crypto guys, there's no off switch, which means you're constantly on. It's so much easier to get burned out. And I don't know how a lot of the successful ones really do it, if I'm honest. I'm a big fan of the idea of detachment, having space, walking away when it's the right time. But these guys are on it. They're a different breed, I think.
Dude, that's a really good point. I mean, I actually got started in crypto. I've been trading for 5 years now. So my first introduction was crypto. And man, I feel like I lost my mind in that first year because it was like you said, it was 24/7. I mean, literally 24/7. There's always something going on. And one of the reasons why I moved over to futures, so I originally was crypto, then Forex, then I moved into futures, just kind of like a natural progression. But what I loved about Forex and futures was number one, it's closed on the weekends. So I have my weekends back. No matter what, I can't be forced to trade. But also, and this is very specific to futures. Like I'm from New York. I live in Brooklyn. So trading the New York session is the most ideal. And that's where the volatility is in the futures markets for the most part. Like in crypto, I really could not get a specific, I couldn't nail down like when the volatility really picks up because sometimes it would be an Asia session. Sometimes it's at 3 a.m. my time, London. Like it's all over the place with crypto. So I was able to like narrow down my focus a little bit, which I would assume is helpful. Something you probably do. You want your students to narrow down their focus?
I think the objective that I always have when I'm working with someone is always about clarity of mind. And if narrowing your focus helps with clarity of mind, then yes. But I think it depends on the person. This is, I think, the common struggle when it comes to psychology. Like there's no one right way to do anything. There are some people where if they tunnel vision in on one market, one asset class, whatever it is, they may find that in periods where there's nothing to do, they can't seem to not have an itchy trigger finger. And so actually having more markets that gives you a wider depth of opportunity can sometimes be beneficial. And so it gives you something to, again, give you that clarity of mind, which I think is always helpful with performance.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, I mean, it's really tailored to the person.
Yes, always, always.
Are there any people in the space that we would know that you've coached?
There's probably one or two, but in all honesty, I will never mention it. And it's not like it's purely like I try and keep things confidential. I will only ever talk about it if they have mentioned it themselves. But they're the one or two that are quite popular online. They're mostly in the CFD space. I actually haven't coached anybody specifically like well known in the future space.
Interesting.
They've all just been kind of they don't have an online following. And I've ended up working with people like that. But in terms of people that are probably known, it's mainly from the CFD side.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's honestly, man, there are a lot of killer traders that have nothing to do with social media.
Yeah, 100%. I find that is a common thing, right? I think there's actually more people that are really making money that are probably off the social media game. And I don't think that's a coincidence, if I'm honest.
No, definitely not. I think there's a ton.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. So would you say when you were trading, was it Forex or was it like what markets were you into?
Always, since I started, I've always been FX. I've been very, very curious about the future space. And maybe this is something that you can enlighten me on today, because I'm predominantly a swing trader. That's like my bread and butter. And everything that I've heard about the future space, I've heard things about like the consistency rules that they have. I don't know if I would fare well in the future space with the rules and regulations that you have to kind of abide by, at least in the prop space. But I'm open to anything and everything. For me, a market is a market. A price is price.
Sure.
So I'm adaptable, I would like to say. I just don't know if my strategy would fit the rules.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to swing trading, and if you're trying to trade futures prop firms, I mean, I don't think there's any futures prop firms that allow overnight holding.
Yeah.
And a big reason for that is futures are just such highly leveraged markets, and on top of that, they move very fast. So you need a large amount of you need a large account to have the margin to hold overnight. Like I think to hold one NQ mini contract overnight in a personal brokerage, you need a minimum right now. It depends on the price, but a minimum right now of like 17,000. So when it comes to the futures prop firms, it's hard to be able to allow people to hold overnight. So swing trading is just maybe on a personal account if you want to do it that way. But yeah, for prop firms, not really the move. What I've noticed, and for me, when I moved over to futures, because my whole situation was I was trading FX and I was trading my Forex funds, like a lot of us, which shout out my Forex funds. I've been seeing them popping up in the news lately.
Yeah.
Dude, if they came back, I'm all for it. I think they were such a good firm, man. Like they were my first firm I ever got paid out from, and I never had issues. So anyone wants to say bad things about them, I don't know the case. They paid me every time. Yeah. But so what I learned was, though, when I moved over to futures, because after that happened, I was just so jaded on FX prop firms for a little while. I was like, I got to try a different thing. So I moved over to futures, and I just noticed that naturally before this, I was trading on the 15-minute time frame and maybe the 5-minute. And with futures, I just noticed, wow, like it just makes sense right now for me to be on lower time frames. You know, the spread and slippage, and there's a little bit more of efficient execution in futures. Because of the centralized exchanges. So if you're a low time frame trader, is my point, if you're a scalper, you could actually do that very profitably in futures. Like I'm primarily a scalper now.
Okay.
But if I was trying to do that trading GBP JPY with like a 3.6 slippage spread or whatever, I'm gonna, that's a major make or break, even if I'm winning 80% of my trades. Because as a scalper, you got to go with low R multiples. Like I risk 1-to-1 usually. Sometimes I'll even risk 1 to make 0.5.
Okay.
Which sounds counterintuitive, but I keep my win rate well above 70% most of the time.
Well, I mean, I think it's a common misconception, right? Win rate is not everything, but the same with risk to reward. You have to talk about them in the same sentence if you're talking about profitability. So telling me you aim for 0.5 R per trade is not a bad thing as long as your win rate compensates for it, right? Profitability is just a game of math ultimately.
So when you're coaching, do you focus a lot on technicals, or is it mostly mindset focused, psychology? Like, or is it a little bit of everything? Like, what do you guys focus on?
I do zero technicals. I honestly, if I was greedy and I wanted to make a lot more money, I'd just start teaching the technical stuff as well. But I turn away a lot of people if they don't already have a strategy that makes money on paper. So the way in which I kind of explain what I do to most people is my job is to close the performance gap. And for me, the performance gap is the difference between what your strategy produces on paper versus the results that you're actually getting live. And more often than not, and I usually dig into this before we start any paid work together, but more often than not, that gap is something psychological. It's them going on tilt, unable to regulate emotions, not sticking with their rules of, engagement when they're bored, and, little things like this. So everything for me is about performance, but it's mostly tailored around the idea of mindset, psychology, habits, routines, things like that.
Do you think that most people have a profitable strategy on the technical side and the main problem is psychology? Or do you think there are people out there trading bad strategies and that's their problem?
I think it's a good mix. I think there are a lot of people, if I'm really honest, and I like to be most of the time. I think there's a lot of people that are delusional to think that they have a profitable strategy and they don't. And it's not necessarily their fault. There's a lot of natural human tendencies in the way that we think on a day-to-day basis that can easily make you fall into this trap. But a large part of it is just people haven't collected enough data and done enough back testing over a large sample size of time and trades to figure out if they actually have an edge. I speak to so many people and they're like, well, over the last 20 trades that I took last month, I made money and this month I'm losing. And I'm like, well, it's not a suitable sample size to figure out if you actually have an edge or if it's like your psychology getting in the way. So the first thing I always recommend is before we do any work together, go away, collect more data, back test. And if you actually have an edge, then we'll have a conversation.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. So do you look to see like what are your back tested results? What does your strategy look like? You want to make sure they have something that you can work with.
100%. Because the thing is, my philosophy is if I worked with someone for long enough, I think it doesn't matter what their background is, what their belief system is, where they've come from. I think if I worked with someone long enough, I could instill the mindset of a profitable trader. But even if you have the perfect psychology, if you have no edge, you're not going to make any money anyway. You're just going to be happier, slowly losing money over time. And that's obviously not the goal either. So I don't really like the argument of like strategy versus psychology. I think they go hand in hand and you need both. They're just pieces to a puzzle. And I think I would always recommend, and again, I'm saying this as the performance guy that works primarily just with psychology, you have to start with edge. Because if you don't have that, the whole system falls apart. But equally, if you have edge, but no psychology, it falls apart as well, right? So you need
100%. 100%. So what would you say are like the fundamental principles of a successful trader in general? Do you see, is there like a pillar of things that you think somebody needs?
I think there are generally probably like two things that I have found, both that changed within me, but also I found as a common trait that all successful traders seem to have. So the first one is they always accept the markets are uncertain. They understand that there's no amount of knowledge or analysis that can ever guarantee the outcome of the next trade. And because of that, it leads them on to the next thing, which I think equally makes them profitable, which is the focus is always centered around risk management. I find people that are really wanting to make money but struggling, they're always focusing on how much money can I make today? Can I hit my target by the end of the week? Whereas the risk manager mindset, they don't care about right or wrong. Their focus is, if I'm right, how much money can I make? But if I'm wrong, how much can I lose on the downside? And that mindset, I think, is the perfect mentality for a trader, because the forecaster, the predictor, the one that puts everything into their analysis, they're basically saying that unless my analysis is correct, I'm not going to be happy with the outcome of this. And then inevitably, when they lose, they go on tilt. They get angry, they get frustrated. And that's where most of the mistakes happen. Whereas the risk manager, they have no expectation. They're just saying, look, I'm taking a probabilistic guess at best. And if it doesn't work, I'm only going to lose this much. And if it does work, I might make this much. And that for me creates the foundation of, I think, everything that most people need. It's just accepting uncertainty and focusing on risk management. Everything else kind of builds as a byproduct of both of those things.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think also, especially when it comes to prop firms, a lot of people, like at the end of the day, we're given pretty tight restrictions to work around, right? It's not a personal account where you just have X amount to lose and no rules. You already have the tough aspects of like managing trading psychology and having an edge. Yeah. And then if you're using prop firms, you do have restrictions that you now need to work within the parameters of. So 100%. Putting all of those things together is difficult, very difficult.
100%.
Yeah. So it's like, I think psychology is definitely huge. And for me personally, what I've noticed is limiting the amount of trades I take, even as an intraday scalper. So my biggest thing, and this summer was like my best summer to date. It was an amazing few months for me. And one of the things I noticed that really helped was focusing in the first couple of hours of the session and locking in 1 to 2 base hit trades using my higher win rate, low risk reward model, and then stopping. So one of my biggest problems back in the day was I would just want to keep building on my profit. And I would make this excuse, like if I'm already up 500 on the day, now I have a bigger buffer. Now it's even safer to keep trading. And I think what I've realized is that to find edge in the markets, especially trading lower time frames, there's not actually that many windows of opportunity where you actually have an edge to exploit.
Mhm.
So you need to like be a sniper, pick your spots where there's actually an inefficiency to try to exploit, and then stop, because it's actually not that you can't find edge all day, every day. That's just the reality. So for me, it's been lock in 1 to 2 winning trades and just stop trading, come back tomorrow.
There's a lot of like good logic behind that, even from a psychological perspective, though. Like one of the things that I learned is your ability to make good decisions every single day. It's not like an infinite supply. You have a finite resource that gets depleted every time you make a decision. This is why most people recommend like do the hardest part of your day first thing in the morning, because if you get that out the way, your ability to make good quality decisions by the evening is usually depleted. And so the analogy I use for most people is to explain that your decision-making ability is kind of like a battery, right? When your phone is fully charged at the start of the day, it works perfectly. But if you try and use your phone on low power mode, or when it's on like 1% battery, it's sluggish. It doesn't work well. It may still get the job done, but it's not our optimal performance. And in the context of what we're doing here, right, as aspiring or consistently profitable traders, depending on where people are in their journey, you have to understand that everything that we're doing, it's all about performance. So if you don't have an ability to make good quality decisions, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because you're not paid for time. You're not paid to sit at the charts all day. You're paid to execute when your edge presents, and everything else in between, you've got to figure out what to do with your time. So it makes complete sense to me, right? So limiting that decision making, and I think where most people go wrong is they constantly try and shoot the bullets time and time again. They don't realize their mental capital is at zero. And when they then need to try and be disciplined and have willpower and walk away when they need to, they don't have any decision-making ability anymore. And it's too late. They've passed that point of no return. So what you're saying by specifically in a process-orientated way, limiting my ability to take trades to maybe a couple of days, something like that, whatever it is, and that will vary person to person, makes a lot of sense to me. And I think there's a lot that people can take from that.
100%. I also don't think it's a coincidence that most traders' worst day of the week is usually on a Friday, right? By then, it's the same logic, whether it's day by day or also by the end of the week. For me, at least, like dude, after being on the charts for 4 days in a row, making money, losing money, I am burnt by Friday, bro. Every week I am just burnt out. I never get used to it. Trading is a stressful job, especially when you actually rely upon a large portion of it for your income, which I do. So by Friday, man, I'm always on high guard, because
this goes back to what we said at the start, right? This is why I don't envy the crypto bros, because they don't have a Friday. It's every day for them. I remember there was a time about, I think it was 6 months to a year ago, there was a friend of mine that was trying to get me into meme coins. This was at the time when they were all kind of popping off. And he added me to this group, and it was all day, all night. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I need to sleep. I need to function when I wake up. But these guys are waking up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to like pump some meme coin. And I'm like, really? I don't understand. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I can never, man. Like, I don't know how people day trade crypto. To be fair, I don't think it's a very popular thing to do. I think back in 2020, when I first started, I think a lot of people were trying to day trade crypto, like using offshore, like Bybit, all these exchanges that offer 100x leverage. But I don't know, from my experience, like on a technical perspective, crypto is just so hard to intraday trade. Just so hard. I think swing trading, position trading, long-term investing, I think crypto is great because, the way it moves. I mean, if you can just survive and hold spot Bitcoin or spot Ethereum, it's gonna be profitable in the long run. But day trading it's so tough, man.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. And the thing is, the way I look at crypto, and I'm not a big crypto guy by any means. I just like to be diversified. But the way I look at crypto is kind of the same way I play stocks, which is I don't day trade stocks either, but I long-term invest. And when I'm looking at places or times to get into the market, I'm not necessarily using technical analysis as a means to predict or figure out what's going to happen next. It's more as a means for timing. That's it. I don't care about catching the high or low. I just want an average good price over time, and I want to ride it for the long haul. So I have the same philosophy with crypto than I do with stocks. But I think, and I don't know why, to be honest, I think a lot of people like to overcomplicate the game. I think there are a lot easier ways to make money, but people want to get rich overnight. I think social media probably doesn't help with that. And it makes the game infinitely harder, in my opinion.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a double-edged sword, the internet, with trading, because on one hand, there's just a plethora of really quality education out there that you can find for free. I mean, there is amazing education totally for free on YouTube. There are also a lot of really good educators who really are great traders. And, a lot of people say, oh, if they make more money from their education than trading, they're not good. But I don't automatically subscribe to that. I think there are a lot of people who, if a guy could make 150K in a year from trading, but he's making 300K a year, whatever the numbers are, teaching, that doesn't mean he's a bad trader at all. But then on the flip side, there are a lot of, there's a lot of charlatans in the space, people who, they have no track record. They don't show anything, and, people fall for it depending on the marketing. So it's a double-edged sword. When you're first getting in, you just got to stay away from those shiny objects. But I also think it's almost like a rite of passage. Like my first year, I followed some of the worst, like people that just didn't teach me anything, man. Probably light years behind. And you stay in it, you figure out, you go, okay, this guy I can learn something from. This person I got to stay away from.
It's unfortunately a very scummy industry. I honestly, I think in the last 5 or 6 years or so, I've just stopped telling people that I trade, because I think my breaking point was like, I told someone that I trade and they were like, oh, so you sell a course? And I'm like, come on now. I actually don't sell a course, which is crazy. But I just think that's what the perception of the market is now. And again, I don't blame people, but I really dislike the perception of what trading is shown online from the gurus, where it's the lifestyle side. It's not that I'm against that. If you want the fancy things, fantastic. But I just don't think it's a real representation of what trading is like. And so I think the space generally needs more. It needs more honesty. It needs more transparency. It needs more people talking about how hard this game actually is. Because I think if you're new to this game and all you're seeing is the upside, you don't understand that there is a price to pay if you want to achieve some of that stuff. I'm not saying it's not possible, but there is a price to pay. And I think if you're not willing to pay that price, then you're playing the wrong game, ultimately. So, yeah.
When people ask me, should I get into trading? My first answer is no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Don't put yourself through this.
The thing is, I tell most people that are genuinely interested, give yourself a timeline of success, 5 to 10 years. If you're willing to commit to it with that in mind, then give it a go. And if you succeed in a year, 2 years, by all means, like, fair play. But that was the mindset that I had going in. And I think I just got lucky to think of it with that long-term perspective. And to be honest, if I did, I would have given up way earlier than I did, because I lost money for my first 6 years. It was a terrible, terrible time. And if I didn't have that time horizon in my mind, I would have thrown in the towel much longer before that. So, I think it's what a lot of people lack now. And again, it's fueled a little bit by social media. Buy my course, I can get you funded in 30 days. And it's like, it doesn't really guarantee anything in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. I always told myself the same thing. I would just remind myself, submit to time. And I just said, I don't care how long it takes. Like, I love doing this, so I'm just going to see it through. And I'm 5 years in now. I mean, truly, and I'm very honest about everything on my YouTube channel. With everything I've been very honest. I just started to really break through last year. Like, the year before that was receiving payouts. It was getting there, but still I was not at a point where I'm like, this is where I need to be. And I'll always need to, I always have goals to achieve, but really on year 5 is when things are really beginning to click for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty common timeline for a lot of people, like that 5-year mark, if they really stuck with it and just kept at it.
I think, I know I've probably bashed a lot of what goes on social media, but much like you said, there's also never been a better time to information. Mm-hmm. We haven't had this at any point in time, right? When I started in 2012, my best resource was Baby Pips. That was it. And it was just there. And you don't really know if what you're following is right or wrong. But nowadays, like, we have all these pieces of technology that we can actually test things for ourselves. Like a lot of back testing when I started, it wasn't like it was now. You didn't have the replay function on TradingView. You didn't have FX replay or any of these sorts of tools. So there's also never been a better time to start. But you just have to make sure you're with the right people, I guess.
The industry has definitely grown up a lot in the last few years, even though it has its problems. I think it's grown up. Like you said, there's a lot of like you have things like TradeZella, really high quality journaling softwares, back testing programs. So like I said, I mean, yeah, double-edged sword, but I think it's still the best time to be a trader is right now than like maybe 10 years ago.
I agree.
Also, guys, I did get my chart up because we've been talking about this. So I have a mechanical trading model that I use a lot in the first 2 hours of the market open, and it incorporates the midnight open price, which is just the 12 a.m. Eastern Standard candle price. And what we look for, we use this level as a gauge. So if we are above the midnight open, we're considering the market is in a premium of the daily trading range. If we are below the midnight open, we look at the market as being in a discount of the daily trading range. And there's actually data behind this. Roughly 70% of the time for the last 10 years, the market has retraced to that midnight opening price in the New York session. So we have data that is behind it. And what I love about it is it gives us a very clear directional bias that if you're somebody that has a hard time with daily bias, which a lot of people do, you get that out of the way mechanically. It's not perfect, but a mechanical trading strategy is never going to be perfect. But it gets that part out of the way. And then the entry model is very simple. We look for the first inversion fair value gap that gets presented post 9:30 open. So technically there was an entry right here. I missed the initial short. It would have been somewhere like here, stop above the high. And then you have two options. You could look for 0.5 R. So we would have been in and out right there, or you would look for 1 R. And that could be depending on the model, depending on the price action or structure. Some people don't want to do 0.5 R. The win rate is much higher though with 0.5 R.
But I mean, they're inversely correlated usually, right? If you lower your R, your win rate is likely to go up and vice versa.
Exactly. But I'm considering still looking for a trade because basically what I'm seeing is, I mean, we're still above midnight open, so we have an opportunity to trade down to it, and we have these equal lows right here. So I trade a mix of ICT with volume profile. Volume profile is kind of the part that is my twist on trading. A lot of people don't put those together, but it works well for me. So I think as long as we don't take out these equal lows, I could be interested in a short, but I would maybe have to get filled, look somewhere up here, like maybe at 64. If I can catch a fill there, I might try one. So we could do that. I know I've been talking about this before you got on, so I want to make sure the chat knows if we get in, you'll know I'm in this trade.
Nice.
So I know you. So you said you swing trade FX most. What's like your time horizon? Are you holding for just a couple of days, weeks, months? How does it work?
Around 3 months ago, I started to play with my strategy for the first time in years, and have something that was a little bit more adaptable. Typically what I've been doing, there we go, we're in. We're in this together, but yeah.
I appreciate that. I won't feel like I'm alone.
So typically when I've done things in my personal account, and honestly, it's still how I trade in my personal account. My average time period for being in a trade is somewhere in the space of days going on weeks. I will stick with a position as long as I've got momentum on my side, but it can be days going into weeks. For how I trade now, and this is specifically, I'm trying to tailor things to be a little bit more flexible for the CFD prop firm space, is I have 3 type of setups. Essentially, one, I'm trying to capture the majority or a bulk of the range of a monthly candle. The other is I'm trying to capture the bulk of the range of a weekly candle, and the other is the bulk of a range of a daily candle. So the weekly and monthly plays are basically swing plays. The daily one is an intraday one. I'm in and out within the day. So it kind of varies depending on the type of setup, if I'm honest.
Beautiful. Okay. I would love to. Are you able to get charts up? Maybe we could take a look at some of your, the way you view price action.
For sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah. How about this? Do you know how to get your chart up? You just go down to share screen in the bottom toolbar, and you can get it up, and I can add you to the stage. And I'll keep you guys updated on this trade too.
Give me 1 second. I'm actually in a trade at the moment. I'm happy to talk about
beautiful.
it. I don't believe in the idea that if you share it online, it goes to zero, unless it happens, in which case I'm logging straight off. Give me 1 second.
Definitely.
Right.
Have you done any live streams in the past? Is this your first stream?
First ever.
Nice.
First ever. Every other call I do is always based on talking about psychology in some way. I've never done anything live in the markets. And I was kind of mindful. I was like, I basically, you'll see this obviously as we switch over, but I only ever trade basically 4-hour closes.
Okay.
So for me, I was like, I'm coming onto the stream. I'll be here for maybe 1-2 hours, maybe. I'm pretty sure I'm probably not going to get a trade, but I've actually had one running for the better part of a couple of days now. So let's dive in. Let me share my screen real quick. And
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
By the way, guys, with my trade, this is a soft. Well, this hard stop is not necessarily how far I'll let the trade go against me. I just always have a hard stop in there. I might get out at the market if this starts to not look right. But right now we're just hovering around my entry, so we got some room. Okay, so you got your chart up. Let's do that. There you go.
Okay, cool. Am I on?
You are on.
We're good. Okay, cool. So I'll explain what I look for in a nutshell, and then I'll talk through, I guess, the current trade that I'm in to give you guys a live representation of kind of what that looks like.
Yeah.
Every single one of my trades, as I mentioned, is either framed off of a monthly, a weekly, or a daily candle bias. I like to keep it very, very simple. So I always start with a higher time frame. This week, specifically for Euro, I had a long bias from a weekly perspective. Now, if I show you the weekly chart here, all I'm essentially looking for is basic support and I use two things as part of my analysis: support and resistance and supply and demand. Support and resistance in this perspective, I'm looking at basically this old high in here from a weekly perspective. Acted as resistance, came back, retested as support, and we're coming back now to retest it again. Now, one thing that I do from a technical perspective is I don't really like to try and front run an idea. I want to see the market show me that there's some kind of rejection happening or the top to be in, and then I play on the backside of that price action, if that kind of makes sense. So what
people say like the right side of the V. Have you heard that?
Yes. Yeah, exactly that. It's exactly that, right? So what I'm essentially looking for here, when price was trading down into this, when price was trading down into this level that I've kind of been watching, is I want to see what the reaction is from a weekly candle perspective, right? And this candle for me presented a little bit of a rejection. We'd swept out some old lows. And for me, it was enough to formulate at least an idea that we could potentially be looking for longs this week. And again, the week is young. I may still go on and get stopped out from this, but that was the thesis for the trade so far. From an entry perspective, what I'm essentially looking for here, if I show you now a lower time frame chart, which for me, I go down to as low as an hourly, but my actual execution time frame is a 4-hour chart. I draw up little things like supply and demand zones. I draw up little things like supply and demand zones, which you can see I had a little one in here. I'm not actually looking to, again, take a trade based on this zone in and of itself. I want to get the right side of the V, as we're kind of referring to it here.
Yeah.
So what I'm essentially looking for, like I said, very similar to what I do with moves that I have on the stock market, is I don't really use technical analysis I'm not really looking for like particular patterns or specific price action. I'm more using technical analysis as a view for timing the market. And so from a weekly perspective, and again, this is the same for the monthly and the daily timeframes, but just on the respective time frame, is I'm essentially drawing up the opening price or the closing price of last week, which I've got drawn up in here. And all I am essentially waiting for is a 4-hour close through that level. And then I'm anticipating that everything underneath that close is likely going to be the wick of the weekly candle. And what I want is to ride the body of that candle. And I usually look to target the average weekly range, which you can see up in here, which kind of aligns with a top end of a weekly resistance range as well. And that's it. That's all I'm looking for. So from a daily perspective, I'm looking for a 4-hour close through a daily candle open. And a monthly one, I'm looking for the same through a monthly one. So this is the trade that I have on in Euro. I got into this yesterday. I had my stop loss placed basically below structure, which was initially down here. I've trailed this up ever so slightly. And I'm looking potentially to ride this up to just above 117. We'll see how things go, but I scale out along the way depending on how things react at certain levels and areas. But as we stand so far, I'm not doing anything. I've simply trimmed my stops a little bit. So it's been managed, and we see where we go. So that's my swing play for this week. And whatever happens, wherever by Friday, I will close that position and we go again next week.
Beautiful, man. I definitely have questions real quick. I just want to update you guys on my trade. While we were talking, I did take profits. So I'll just show you my trade real quick. This is why I love negative risk reward. I was able to capture 54 ticks on NQ, in and out. Now, if I end up being overall wrong about this trade, I really could care less. That was a couple $100 on 5 50K Tradeify accounts. So nice. Now if I want to take another trade, sure. If I see a good one, I will, but I don't need to force it at all. Like if I got my base hit, that's all I need for the day. We'll see. But yeah, so we are out of the trade. To be fair, I still think we can go lower today. And again, the draw on liquidity is number one going to be these equal lows. And ultimate draw on liquidity, if we can do it, is midnight price. So I wanted to ask you, because so you're in a long.
Yeah.
And is your trade, so would you say that paying attention to I know you look at the weekly chart, the daily chart, do you want to be trading in trend of the higher time frame always, or do you ever take like full-blown reversals on a higher time frame as well?
I'm happy to take reversals, but I think more often than not, I prefer to trade with the trend. But again, it depends on the time frame of the trade, right? So usually if I'm taking something from a monthly or a weekly swing trade perspective, I would prefer to be in line with the trade. If I'm looking at something like a daily intraday play, then I'm probably more likely to take that outside of the dominant trend. So I can show you a play that I actually missed last night. This was one that I was kind of mapping out, but it happened whilst I was asleep. I think it's set up at 6 a.m. London time, which for me is 2 o'clock in the morning. And I wasn't at my charts. I did roll over in the night. I saw it had set up, but I've kind of made a rule for myself to not sacrifice sleep in order to make a little bit of money, because the payoff is usually not worth it in terms of my mental health. So, but very, very, very similar thing here. So if I show you, this is pound yen from a daily perspective, the play that I was looking for here was, again, very similar, just different time frame. I had an old level of resistance there. We came down, we tested it yesterday. I actually opted to be a little bit conservative with this one. So I didn't take a play on it yesterday. And after we had another positive reaction out of this, it gave me an idea to want to be long today. And I was hoping to get a setup after I'd woken up, but I'd missed it. So from a lower time frame, From a lower time frame, the setup was, again, very, very similar here. So I mapped out the daily opening price. And essentially what I'm waiting for is a 4-hour close through that, which happened here. But like I said, it happened whilst I was asleep. So my actual trade would have looked something like this. And then I'm playing for the average daily range. I would have got out just below that. And I would have been done by the time I'd woken up if I'd captured it at 2 a.m. And again, this one, much to your liking, I'm sure it's less than a 1R. Which for my daily plays, I don't mind. For the weekly and monthly plays, I'm obviously looking for a little bit of a higher R payoff. But for these ones, I kind of just like to be in and out. I'm not looking for a massive risk to reward, just a preferably higher win rate on obvious setups when there is a kind of a favorable momentum in a particular direction. So this was a missed one for me. Would have worked out really well, but it's part of the game. It's not going to be the first one I miss. Definitely not going to be the last one.
Definitely. See, I like that because that shows that you have some, you have nuance on how you can execute. So you can execute with a higher R multiple setup when it makes sense. And there are other times where you're going, maybe I need a 1R right now, depending on the price action, right?
Yep. 100%.
would you say, yeah, so that's really interesting. How often do you get into your trades, or what I mean is, how do you execute? Are you like a market enter? I feel like with swing trading, it doesn't matter much. You could just get in at the market price, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
Usually for me, it's always based on some kind of 4-hour close. It's very, very rare that I'll enter outside of a 4-hour close. So it's usually around those timeframes. I usually just have alerts set up on the chart. So when there is a 4-hour close through a specific opening level that I'm interested in, or I have alarms that go off every 4 hours to basically check in on price action. But in between that, for example, like on Euro, for example, there's nothing for me to really do here. Until price either comes back lower or moves higher, there's nothing for me to watch here. So usually if this was a normal day, I have my charts closed, I'll have alerts set, and I just kind of try and go about my day and keep me as busy and distracted as possible. Because I know the more I watch this chart, the more likely I am to do something stupid.
So is that why you swing trade primarily? Did you try day trading and you just said, this is not for me? Or like what got you to swinging instead of day trading?
So I started off trying to day trade. I used to trade, it was either a 5-minute or a 15-minute chart, very, very early on. And I found it just didn't really suit my personality. I used to get too fixated in the positions. I've never really tried scalping, if I'm honest, but day trading I just found was not necessarily for me. I didn't like having to just be at the charts, watching every candle tick up and down. And then in all honesty, as my life and business got busier, swing trading became almost a bit of a necessity for me, because now it allows me to do my coaching calls, my catch up with clients and things like that, whilst not really having to worry about the market so much. I try and tailor things around kind of 4-hour closes, so that I know if I have something to do. And thankfully, most of my clients are all traders, so they understand if I need 2 minutes at the start of our call to position or something, they don't really care. So it nowadays, like I said, I think for the amount of coaching that I am doing and how busy personal life is and business is, I feel like it would almost be a nuisance to try and go back to scalping or intraday trading, because I like being detached and just kind of going about my day.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Totally understand that. I think when you're doing other things, like especially day trading, it's one thing to be a scalper if you can block off like 1 to 2 hours a day to scalp. Because the thing is, like with what I just did, I was in and out of that trade in under 5 minutes. I really could be done for the entire day. So you could block off certain hours. But day trading is, I think, the hardest out of all of them. I think between scalping, day trading, and swing trading, dude, day trading is like you are fixated because you must, to make money day trading, you got to have a big enough position on that you're putting on some risk, and you have to watch that. If you're watching a 5-minute chart, you can be stuck there for 6 hours watching that chart. 100%. And that was kind of how my evolution went. But instead of moving over to the swing, I just kept narrowing down the time frame, and thankful for futures. I can do that in futures. It would be a bit tougher in FX for sure.
I think the underlying thing is like people just have to find the thing that works for them. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with now. Like they buy into, a course or a mentorship or a boot camp, and their ideology is, I need to become like this person. And I have this philosophy, which I share with a lot of my clients, which is like profitability comes as a result of 3 things. The first thing is you need an edge in the market. The second thing is that edge needs to suit your personality. And the third thing is it has to work with your lifestyle. If any one of those dynamics is broken, you're not going to make money. You might have an edge, but if it doesn't suit your personality, or you're at work when you need to be trading it breaks it, right? And so I think that is kind of the trifecta of what I get people to focus on. And this is why I say, like, I work inside of a lot of different communities and boot camps, and I run all sorts of educational stuff. But my philosophy is always the same. It's like, you shouldn't be trying to be like me or like any of the other coaches or mentors that you're following. Learn what you can from them, but tailor it in a way that it works for you, because you could have the best strategy in the world, but if you can't be consistent with it, either in terms of your behavior or your mindset, it doesn't work at all. And I think it's the part that a lot of people miss in this day and age.
Yeah, no, 100%. Do you have not to put you on the spot, but like maybe an example of a trader that you had to help them figure out their personality? Like, are there any specific things that make sense for someone to be a day trader versus swing trader, or a swing trader versus a scalper?
Here's a couple of things in which I get people to start thinking about to find both that fixes like the personality side and the lifestyle side, right? So from the personality side, the philosophy that I use is it's all about pain. I describe to everyone that it does not matter how you trade, whether you're a scalper, whether you're a swing trader, position trader, intraday, it doesn't matter. Every trading style has a certain amount of pain that you have to accept. There's no one way to trade where it's just butterflies and rainbows and private jets. Every strategy has something that you have to put up with. So my philosophy is, and excuse the language, but I always like to keep it blunt, but you have to choose your shit, right?
Mhm.
Once you have your style that you think you want to go down, you have to ask yourself, not am I willing to deal with the benefits and the highs of what this can produce, but am I willing to deal with the absolute lows? Because if you could deal with the lows, then the highs are a given, right? You can always make those work. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. When it comes to personality, I see so many people that I think the common thing in this day and age, it's the intraday approach. And most people are trying to be an intraday trader, but they don't understand that it might not suit their personality. And more often than not, the more common battle that I run in with is it just doesn't suit their lifestyle. They have a job, right? They say, well, this strategy teaches me that I have to trade the first hour of London, but you have a job and you can't be at your charts during that time, which is a direct conflict of interest. And therefore, if the edge doesn't work for you, it doesn't work at all. So that's kind of just what I get them to focus on. Like, choose your pain and understand like what are the dynamics of your lifestyle. When can you actually be at the charts? It's all good and well having a strategy that can produce, 10R every single day. But if you don't have the ability to do it, it's pointless. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so well said. Choose your pain. I think so many people, like, you hear about strategy hopping all the time or market hopping, and it's because they experience a little bit of pain. I don't know about you, but when I used to I would try out a new strategy, right? That first day, it always worked beautifully. Like, every time I try a new strategy, it's like that day, it worked perfectly, just like the textbook. And I'm like, okay, this is my strategy now. And you think, yeah, so it's always going to work like this. That's just what people expect. And then they trade that strategy for another few days, a week, 2 weeks, and it starts, pain is involved. It starts to not be perfect. And they think, oh, this doesn't work. I have to change it again. And I just love that. Choose your pain, because there's always going to be pain with scalping. The pain is just high energy, like needing to be able to make quick decisions, especially when you're trading a 1 minute chart. I need to be ready and I need to make a decision quick. And if I could miss my trade within 2 minutes and my trade's done, like, it's over. So that's a pain point for me. Swing trading, there might be a pain points that, I don't know, you could sit in a trade for maybe 2 days. It starts looking good. And then before you know it, it falls back, hits your break even or hits your stop loss. And you feel like, I just wasted mental energy keeping an eye on this trade and, getting invested in it. And then it doesn't work.
100%. So, there's definitely, like, I can speak for the swing trading side from the pain points, because I experience all of them, right? There was, I think last week, or no, maybe not last week. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I was in a swing trade and I think it was on pound yen. I believe I was trying to short it, and I was in this trade basically for the entirety of the week. I rolled into and I accepted and I swallowed the overnight swap fees on the Wednesday, which is like triple rollover. And
Wednesday, I remember that.
The trade closed on Friday at a loss. And not only did I take a loss, but I also ate the fees from sitting in the trade, and it amounted to nothing at the end of the day as well. So that's, like you said, it's definitely a pain point, but it's always choose your pain, right? This is the one for me, whilst it does have its moments. And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm emotionless and I don't get frustrated and I don't feel all of those things. The only thing that has improved over my time in the markets is my ability to regulate those things and separate like thought from action has become significantly better. I still get frustrated. I still get angry. Sometimes I'm still pissed off by the market, but 9 times out of 10, I just don't act on it. And therefore it has no impact to my account. And that's what's really changed.
Dude, that is so well said. I say the same thing, because a lot of people think that once they hit this certain point, it means they don't get stressed out or mad at the markets. And they think, if I do get mad, I did something wrong. Like, I shouldn't be getting mad. I need to be a robot. And I'm like, you're not a robot. You're a human. Like, 100%. You're going to get mad. It's just about what are your actions when you feel that way? How do you deal with it? And most people, I feel like if they're already assuming that they shouldn't have gotten mad or shouldn't be getting frustrated, it's almost easier to throw everything else out the window and go, okay, well, I'm going to tilt now. I'm already in tilt. Let me just blow my accounts or risk it all, try and make it back. And it's like, no, you're allowed to be mad. You're allowed to be frustrated. The market is frustrating. Like, how do you deal with it? And even with me, I'm not perfect. Like, I still blow accounts. I still have a tilt day every now and again. Like, it's, to a certain degree, it's part of the game. It's all about, what is your risk of ruin though? Like, how much room do you actually have to make bad decisions?
Yeah.
You know, like with prop firms, one of the great things about them is your risk is capped at what you've put into your challenge fee or your funded account.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I play the game of prop firms, you know, I'm well aware of how the game works. You know, however much money I put in, as long as I'm making more to come out, then I'm going to be profitable month over month. So I have room to blow an account every now and again and do something silly, but on a personal account, you don't have that kind of room. You can't just be like, you know, full porting your personal account, because that's real money that you've been building up. I trade a personal account as well. My risk parameters are very different on funded versus personal.
Yeah. 100%. I think it everything you've said, it aligns with this kind of like philosophy and what I tell people, which is, the problem isn't that you lose or that you make mistakes. It's that you've never trained yourself how to lose or how to make mistakes. These things are inevitable. You're going to lose. You're going to go through a period of drawdown. You're going to tilt. You're going to get frustrated. Like, all of these things are absolutely inevitable, but it's always about how you respond to them. And I always take the mindset of like, you have to envision yourself as the type of trader that you want to be. If it's the 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure trader, whatever it is, how would that person react to this situation? Because I promise you, it's not doing all the stupid shit that most people do. And that's where you have to kind of break the cycle.
Yeah. No, 1000%, man. Also, guys, I'm back at my charts. So, I mean, we're in kind of a pretty tight range, very tight range. I mean, I've been out of this trade for a minute and it's just been back and forth. We actually just missed those equal lows. That was the initial target too. So I'm not sure where we go from here. It's beginning to look like we could run ourselves back up. It's definitely possible. I'm going to clean this chart up a little bit.
Do you, just out of my own curiosity, do you ever have like specific criteria where you hold for those higher targets, maybe a specific price objective or that midnight open?
Yes. Yeah. So there are situations where I will. There's nothing black or white about it for me. Like, I don't have a specific rule. Like, if this happens, I'm going to hold this trade longer. But yes, you know, I took a trade yesterday on stream. I could go over it real quick. And I held for a little bit longer than I usually do. So this one was about, I mean, I caught about like 200 points. So this was a much bigger trade on my Tradify accounts. And there's just context to it. Like, we already had really strong sell-off at the open. We had a bearish SMT divergence, which is a price action divergence that I use to help spot reversals. And the midnight open was just the most logical target for me. I felt very confident that we were going to get there. So in this situation, instead of getting out maybe at the midpoint here, you know, I held for that new low a day. It depends. It definitely depends, but I'm very cautious of trying to hold for too long nowadays, because for years, I traded the exact opposite way than I do now. I was low win rate, high risk reward. I was looking for 5, 6, 7, 8R on all my trades. I had very tight stop losses. And the thing about that is it works. I mean, like you said, it's all just about your win rates relationship with your R multiple. Like, it can all work if you have a profitable system. But what I've learned with trading specifically futures prop firms, because the CFD prop firms are a little bit different. You have bigger drawdowns. You have static drawdown, like a 100K account. You're getting a $10,000 of static drawdown. You have a lot of room to play with there. The futures prop firm game, they're tighter. Like, the most drawdown you can get is on a 150K account. You can get $6,000 of end of day trailing drawdown. So the restrictions are tighter. And what I've learned is that futures prop firms don't really reward those more volatile equity curves, where if you're trading a strategy where you look for 3, 4, or 5R, you're going to have a ton of those little losses like that go down and then big upside. But the thing is, if you have tight drawdown restrictions, 1 or 2 losing streaks without catching your bigger move to make up all of that and make some profit, your account is blown.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just been rewarded by having a more stable upside equity curve, locking in base hits over and over. And I could be green most days each week. That when I do have that losing day, having multiple green days in a row makes up for it, and it's just the game I've realized that works best for me with the futures prop firm side of things.
Have you ever been caught on the wrong side of some unexpected volatility? Like the most recent one I'm thinking obviously like is Trump on Friday. The moment that guy seems to open his mouth and do anything these days, that would be my worst fear as a scalper. That's what kind of puts me off. Like so there was a moment in time, and I always talk about this when I do coaching calls, especially when I'm doing like a fresh one to a community that I've never spoken to. January 15th, 2015, like that day has left an imprint in my mind. It was the day the Swiss National Bank removed the peg between the Swiss franc and the euro, and the currency pair collapsed like 20%. And I watched it move like 2,200 pips in a single day. And that day, I didn't just see like people lose their money and get slipped and blow their entire account. I saw brokers go under. And that put this, I don't know, maybe like it's this sense of fear in me that if I was scalping and I had a few tick stop, and something like that occurred, and you could wipe out days, weeks, months, years. You could use your whole account in that moment. I think that's what put me off of it. So have you had an experience like that where like something bad has happened?
Yeah, totally. So luckily on Friday, I was actually on the right side of the trade with that. So I was sitting in a short all morning from like 9:35 on. I was in that short for 2 hours, and we had that sell off. It was beautiful, music to my ears. It was great. Nice. But yeah, man, I've definitely been in those situations. So this is one thing with the whole negative risk reward trading style. I really think it's best for prop firms. On my personal account, I do not trade this way. Not to say it maybe doesn't work, but just like you said, I don't want to put all of my account at risk with wide stops in that type of situation, highly leveraged. The thing about if it's on a prop firm account, if I'm on the wrong side of a trade when Trump starts yapping, okay, maybe I blow a funded account. So I'm playing the game. So with personal accounts though, I think like on my personal accounts, I'm more of like a 2R guy. I'll look for 2R. I look for high probability setups where I can get in and maybe hold the trade a little bit longer. But I've definitely been caught on the wrong side of trades. Luckily, it's just most of the time it's when I'm on a prop firm, and the end result is I've blown an account or two,
Yes. Yeah, fair. Makes sense. It makes complete sense. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, I mean, we are stuck. We are just stuck right now. Do you ever look at NQ, Sanj?
Not really. I mean, I flip over and I check a lot of the equity markets, not with the perspective to trade them. I just kind of like to keep my eye on what's going on across a lot of different asset classes. But I don't think I've ever been down to a 1 minute chart on NASDAQ, like ever. It's not my thing. To me, this is probably a bad day for it as well, because it seems like a bunch of stuff.
It's tough. This is bad. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to me, I would just be doing nothing except sitting on my hands that day. There's nothing there of interest for me.
No, I don't blame you at all. That is one of the problems too with being like a 1 minute scalper, because right here when I took this short, we were still early in the session. So it's like, I don't necessarily think we're going to get a day like this yet. I honestly, with my trade, I thought we were going to run down to those equal lows rather quickly. Again, another reason why I like just getting in, getting out, taking my money and coming back tomorrow. But sometimes you can't anticipate it, and that's the risk. Sometimes you're stuck in this consolidation. But yeah, I don't know. Once I moved over to the NQ, I could not go back to FX. I've noticed, and I would like to know if you've noticed this, but I feel like FX's volatility has dried up quite a bit in the last couple of years.
I think, I mean, I've been doing this, like I said, since 2012, and I've only ever traded
a bunch of cycles.
100%. If you look at, and one of the things that I used to plot a lot of is I used to collect data on average yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily ranges. So what you're observing is not wrong, because statistically, if you pull it up over the last decade, it has been getting thinner and thinner. But this is why I think it makes sense. Like if you have a shorter term approach, it makes sense to trade something with a little bit more volatility. If you're trying to scalp euro dollar, like sometimes you got nothing. There's no opportunity in there. And if there's no volatility as a trader, you got no opportunity to make money. So, to me, trading the equity markets makes a lot more sense as a day trader. But this is probably why I favor the idea of more so being a swing trader in the FX. I think if I was a day trader or a scalper, some days I would just be losing my mind.
Yeah, definitely. Have you, do you think that you've changed up your trading style to fit the new volatility conditions that have occurred on FX in the last couple of years?
So a lot of how, especially in my personal account, a lot of how I determine stop loss placement as well as targets is all based around average volatility over a period of 3, 6, 12 months. So it's kind of adapting as the times go naturally as part of the system. It's not something I've been very, very conscious about, but I do notice that at certain periods, my stop size either has to be wider or smaller compared to what it was maybe 3 months ago, for example. So volatility is something that I naturally factor into, I guess, even my strategy that I shared today, as well as how I trade on my personal account. And I think it makes sense. You kind of have to be aware of what the market conditions are if you want to be able to get involved.
Yeah, no, good points. Hey, guys, too, in the chat, if you have any questions for Sanj over here while he's here, I think you're staying till 10:30.
Yeah.
That's good with you. So yeah, if you got any questions for him the last few minutes, throw them our way. I'm sure he would be happy to answer them.
For sure.
So you're in the one trade for the week. Do you like scout trades that maybe take days to set up, or it just depends on the day?
Depends on the day, really. Like there are some days and weeks there's nothing going on, and then there are some moments where there's a lot going on. So like this trade, for example, particularly in euro, this is my third trade of the week. I attempted 2 other swing trades, which I took partial profits on and then got stopped out on the rest. But this is my third attempted swing trade for the week. But like if we go back 1 week before this, I had one opportunity that set up last week and it was a loser. And that was it. That was my entire week. So my variance really changes, and it's all really based on market conditions. Some weeks there's a lot to do. I think 3 or 4 weeks before this, I had 5 trades in 1 week, which is very abnormal for me, but that's the amount of setups that presented. And because I'm a swing trader, I don't really give myself a cap when it comes to bullets, because when you average out my trades over time, I'm usually at that kind of 1 to 3 trades a week, but some weeks there might be more, some weeks there might be less, but the average always kind of remains around that realm.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're good with it because this is your trading style. It's what you're used to. You don't need to force anything.
Exactly.
Some people are asking if you're still in India.
I was never in India. I was born and raised in London. And I now kind of bounce between London and Bermuda. That's where I'm based at the moment.
So you're in Bermuda? So that's why the time zone's different. Yeah, because I heard the London accent, but then you said you were, it was like 3 a.m. during London session. I was like,
Yeah, we moved here a few months back, and I kind of just split my time between London and Bermuda now.
Nice. What do you like about Bermuda, trading from Bermuda?
It's different. Like getting used to the different time zone was a big change up. But the thing is, part of what I do for work and personally, I travel a lot anyway. So I'm half used to having to adjust to different time zones as it is. But I've never lived somewhere where I've been trading on a completely different time zone for an extended period of time.
Yeah. So
like for me, like the trade I missed in pound yen last night, that was 6 a.m. London. I would have been awake back at home and I would have caught that.
Totally.
I miss it. And it's part and parcel of the game.
Yeah, 100%. We were in Hawaii a few months ago, and me and my partner, we were like, we should do this. We should live here. We can do it. It's like maybe do a year. And it's just that time zone though, man, for trading is probably one of the worst. I think it's like Asia session is when it's 9 a.m. for you. So if I want to trade New York, I got to wake up at 2 a.m. Like it's just not going to be possible.
Rough. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. All right, man. I mean, this was an awesome conversation. And guys, yes, some people are asking if it's going to be recorded. It is going to be recorded and in the live section on the Prop Firm Match YouTube channel. So you can go back, ton of value. I mean, I had a great time, man. I hope you'd like to come back on someday.
100%. I really enjoyed the conversation, man. And like I said, it was my first time ever doing anything like this in terms of streaming. Yeah, it's weird. It's a whole new space for me. So, but yeah, I had fun. I definitely.
How did you like it? Did you notice anything different about? I'm sure you've done podcasts.
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like what's cool about live streaming is a lot of times, especially when you're doing more of an interview style like this, it's just like a podcast, but you also get to have an interactive chat, which
Yeah.
just adds a layer. It's almost parasocial, but it's in a good way because people
Yeah.
can chime in and they help me
Yeah.
ask questions and whatnot. So yeah, that's what I love about live streaming.
But it's also, I think trading's a lonely game. Like when it's just you and your computer, I spent the majority of my first few years just doing it from the shadows, and it's really lonely. So I completely get why people live stream and do it, like just to have that conversation from a psychology perspective. That interaction is very, very important. So it makes a lot of sense to me.
I have a friend that I've been teaching how to trade, like an old buddy from high school, and he always asks me because I do pretty well with my trading, and he always asks me like, "Why do you want to live stream and make videos, dude? Like, just enjoy your trading. You're doing so well." And I'm like, "Bro, it's lonely.
Yeah.
Like I just enjoy doing it because I need people to talk to day to day. Just like you go into work every day. I tell them, and you got people to talk to. You have no idea how isolating it can be, especially." With normies, at least in regards to trading. Like, I think you said this, you don't like to tell people I'm a trader.
Yeah.
Same thing, dude. I almost dread the conversation. I'm a little more comfortable now because when I was the first 3 years, I wasn't a full-time trader. So it was kind of tough in that regard. But even now it's a little easier to talk about it, but it's like, I have to now explain this to you. No, I don't sell a course. No, I do this. I live stream, and it's just a whole thing. So
Yeah.
you got to go online to find other traders. You're not just going to, run into one on the street most of the time.
Yeah. You know what? I think human beings, we're creatures of habit and we're sociable creatures. And I think it's important, like for wherever you are in your journey, whether it's trading, whether it's business, entrepreneurship, whether it's just going down the very typical 9 to 5 life, I think people just have to follow what makes them happy. But most importantly, find your people. Like if you're surrounded by people that don't have the same vision for the future as you, it can be a very isolating space. So this is why I'm trying to make more of an effort over the last few years to do things like this, which are a little bit different, out of my comfort zone. But yeah, I'm all open to podcasts and just connecting with like-minded people. It's always a good time.
Totally, man. Yeah. Well, like I said, amazing conversation. Super stoked to get you on here, and yeah, I'm sure we'll have you on again soon, man. Great
100%.
talking.
Thank you so much, man. Take care.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Peace.
See you later. Bye-bye.
All right. All right, chat. How did we like that? How did we like that conversation with Sanj, man? He is super knowledgeable. That might have been one of my favorite of the week. That was really good. We've really got some good guests. So guys, we're going to do a giveaway now. I know some of you have been asking in the chat. We're going to get the giveaway going. I couldn't stop that awesome conversation for a giveaway. You know what I mean? It just would have been in bad form. So we're going to do it now. R6, just sub to my channel. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated, guys. Let's go. Yes. Okay. We're down. Okay. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to take some people's advice. For this one, I'm going to give you guys a word. And first person to type the word is going to win a Alpha Futures 0 account. Okay. That's what we're going to do here. I'm going to give you the rules one more time. First person to type a word that I'm going to give you in a moment is going to receive a 25K, or I think it's a 50K. It's going to be an Alpha Futures 0 account. Okay. We'll do this twice. So the word is, hold on. We're going to do a drum roll. One sec. Okay. We're going to do a drum roll and I'm going to say the word. Let's make this loud. Match. First person to type match wins the giveaway. You guys go ahead and I'm going to do a quick bathroom break and I will announce the winner as soon as I get back. There we go. We're back, guys. Let me just make sure my audio's all good, and we'll pick this giveaway winner. I think this is definitely an easier way to do it. Oh my God, so many match. I know who won. I saw it right before I left. Hold up. We're going to get to the first one. Okay, it was Fawn. Fawn, you are the winner of an Alpha Futures 0 account. W's for Fawn in the chat, guys. We're going to give away another. We'll do it this way. So stay on. We're going to get ready and do another one. Let me just get this going. Fawn, if you have X, I'd prefer your X handle, but you could also give your email, whatever you got. If you have X, please give your X handle. It's a little bit easier for the team to get you. Okay, it's at Fawn with 3 W's. Perfect. Got you, brother. All right, we got you. And that's for an Alpha Futures account. Congrats, bro. Do we want to do another one? Let's do another one. So we'll give away another Alpha Futures 0 account. And I'm going to give you another word. I want to get my music back on. We need the tunes in the background. Also, can you believe this market, man? This is why I love scalping. I'm in, I'm out. I ended up being wrong about the overall idea. I still made my money for the day. Like, that's what I love about scalping, guys. But yeah, let's get this music back on. We'll do another giveaway. We're going to do a few now because I've kind of made you guys hold off. And we got a few accounts we can still give away. So make sure to stay tuned. Let's see. Let's try a different song. Yeah, this one's good. How we doing, guys? So we all liked the stream with Sans. That was really good. Seriously, that was one of my favorites. All right, we're going to do another giveaway. Who's ready? I'm thinking of another word. All right, I got the word. So listen, guys, this is going to be for another Alpha Futures 0 account. And the word is alpha. Whoop. Okay. So here's the thing, guys. Fawn won that, but we're going to give it to the next runner-up because Fawn just won an account. So we're going to give it to Mr. Das. Congratulations, bro. Mr. Das, you just won an Alpha Futures 0 account. Let's go. Here, we got applause. Congrats, bro. Give the chat, give us your X handle or your email. Some are typing earlier than I say. Okay, let me look. No. Guys, I got Mr. Das for that one. He's the winner. I'm looking at the chat. I got Mr. Das. You are the winner. Yeah, Fawn, the team is going to contact you. But where's Mr. Das? We need your X handle, brother. X handle or email? Guys, people are saying there, I'm looking at the chat, okay? We're going to do duck race for the next one, okay, guys? Yeah. You guys like spin. We're going to do duck race. Duck race, 30 seconds. All right, this is what we're going to do. After duck, let's do sentence. We could look into that. Let me see something here. All right, guys. So this time we're going to give away a Blue Guardian futures account. Standard challenge, okay? Standard challenge. For Blue Guardian future standard challenge. With this one, all you need to do is type your name in the chat. And remember, after you do that, if you win, you need to give me your X handle or your email. But type your name in the chat. Yeah, guys, listen, I'm doing what it's showing me on my side. It might be a little different for people, but that's really not my issue, you know? Okay, we're going to do this until 10:44. You got 2 minutes. Yeah, some people's internet speed might be different, which is just, there's nothing I can do about that, guys. I'm doing what it shows me on mine. Those were the first people. And I think I got a plan to make this one better. Yep, I'm using ChatGPT to just separate the names. So this one will be a little cleaner. All right. And that's it. I'm going to copy and paste all of these. Okay, here we go. Let me put this, separate these names. All right, perfect. Here we go. Here we go. Go to the duck race. We got this. This will be a clean one. We're going to do 30 seconds. Wait, we got to get names in here. Hold up, hold up. I can't believe this market is pumping like this, guys. So happy I was done, and I just, I made my money and got out. I want to do a P&L check a little later, see where you guys are at. Okay, here we go. See, nice clean names. There we go. Names in list 47. There we go. Okay, here we go, guys. We'll make this 30 seconds. Set. All right, we ready, fam? Let's do this. 1, 2, hold up. Drum roll. And we're off. Let's see, who's got it today? Who's got it? I'm telling you, it looks like it's going to be Apine, but I'm starting to learn how this thing works. It's not going to be Apine. They're going to have someone come up right from the bottom. It's going to be unbiased. Watch. It's going to be unbiased. I'm calling it. All right, there we go. Unbiased DHH. Please give me your X handle or your email in the chat right now. Okay, I see you, unbiased. Give us your X handle or your email. Congratulations. You just won a Blue Guardian 25K standard account. Zach is predicting real life Matrix too. That's it, bro. That's what we got to do. We're speculators. Anything but trading. Congrats. Unbiased. I saw you in the chat. You gotta type in the chat your X handle or your email. Else I can't track it for you, bro. Yeah, we're going to do one more. We got one more. No worries. I'm still waiting for unbiased. You keep saying thanks. We need you to type your X handle or your email, or else you're not going to get the account, my friend. Are you guys, am I not getting all the chats? Because I'm still waiting for unbiased to give us his X handle. You guys can hear me, right? If unbiased, if you don't give me your X handle or your email, give it again because I don't see it. So please type it again. Is it not showing it? Hold on, we got to figure this out. I'm looking for it again. Guys, it's not showing up in my chat. I want to do another giveaway, but I got to find it real quick. How is it not allowed? It was working the other day. Okay, this is what you're going to do, guys. You got to DM me on X. Here's my X account. Well, it's I am Zarb. Tell me if you get this in the chat. Let's test it out. I just put the link to my X account. Okay, unbiased to claim your account. I don't want to spend too much time. You're just going to have to DM me on X. All right. Let's run another one. Let's run another one now because you're going to have to DM me on X. That's all. All right, we're going to use the same names. Let's get them back in here. Hold up. All right, guys, you ready? Let's run it again. Everybody, type your name. Go. All right, 10:51. We'll stop it. Also, guys, I want to see, we got 72 likes right now. Can we get up to 80 likes before we run the giveaway? If you haven't liked the video, give it a like right now. We're at 72. Let's get that number up to 80. We need 8 people to like the video. I just refreshed. We got 73. Okay, stop. I'm gonna get these names in the chat. All right, we ready, fam? Let's refresh the chat. I just want to see if we're going to get up to 80. Oh, we're at 78. Come on, 2 more likes, guys. 2 more likes for us to hit 80 before we hit start. 2 more likes. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. I see a couple of people. I'm telling you, it's never going to be the first person that's in the lead. That's what I've learned. It's never the first person. This one's pretty tight. I think it's going to be Starboy. I'm calling Starboy. Oh, okay. It's going to be Issa. Issa Sese. Type your email or your X handle in the chat. You are the winner. Congratulations of a Blue Guardian Futures Standard account. And I am watching this chat, okay? Please type your X handle or your email. Issa, I see you're here. Okay, I see you're trying to do it and it's not giving it to us. That's so crazy. Okay, Ema, please DM me on X. Here. I am Zarb is my @ on X. Tell me if that showed up. That's the goal. You guys got to email me or DM me on X at I am Zarb. Just confirm that you got that. Oh, I think we just got it from Issa. Okay. And we got some people who DM. See, it works sometimes. That's so weird. I think we got it. So I'm going to save that. Perfect. We got it, Issa. There we go. So it'll show up in the chat. I don't know why some people can't do it. That showed up. Perfect. Issa did it perfect, guys. That's all we need. Yeah, we still got a few more accounts, Michelle. But we got an hour. We got an hour left of stream. Okay, we'll run one more, and then we'll do the rest in like 20, 30 minutes. All right, Mr. Doss, that's good. You DM'd me the details, then you will get the account. We got our team who's going to do it on the back end, all right? All right, here we go, guys. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, wait, no, let's do spin the wheel. Let's do spin the wheel. I got the same names, though, so we're still going to do the same list of names. And we're just going to put them in here. Wait, I still have them saved. Hold up. All right, we ready? If you already won a giveaway and your name gets picked, I'm gonna spin it again, just FYI. And Unbiased has already won, so we're gonna remove him. We're running it back. There we go. Tickin' Chicken Gaming. You are the winner. This is going to be for Top 1 Futures. Top 1 Futures 25K Elite accounts. Congrats. So go ahead, put your X handle in the chat for us so the team can contact you or email Zach at Prop Firm Match. Alpine's asking, when will you host another stream like this? I really enjoyed it. We do this every day now, Alpine. Every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We are here. All right, so we've given away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 accounts so far. So to round it off, we'll do one more, and then we'll give away the other 4 like 30 minutes from now. Okay, now I feel like we might have some new people in the chat, so I want to collect names again. So starting now, go ahead, drop your name in the chat. And guys, it doesn't matter if you do it. If you try and put your name in 20 times, I'm filtering them through ChatGPT. So it's only going to put your name in once, just so you know. Okay. Okay, here we go. We got the entries. We have 37 entries because we took out duplicates, all right? Okay, we'll do one more pinwheel and then we're going to do a sentence. Ooh, Smack Artist. I like that name. Smack Artist, you just won a 25K Elite Challenge from Top One Futures. I'm going to save your name. DM me on X at IamZarb to claim your prize. Or type your X handle in the chat. Whatever's easier. Hey, there he is. If you can type your X handle, please do it. If not, DM me at IamZarb. On X, IamZarb. I think that's the best way to do it. We got to make it, you guys got to come claim your account. So you DM me and then we take care of it. But I got your names in here. W for Smack Artist. Fire name. All right, we'll give away the other 4 in like 20 minutes or so. Let's look at some charts. I feel like this market is moving. I feel like we're going lower still. I'm still calling it, guys. Let's see if we can spot anything. An SMT, something. No SMT, but I really think we're coming for those equal lows. Part of me wants to get into another short. I think I might try to. Okay, I'm going to set a limit order here for 118 on NQ. See if it wants to fill. I got a limit order set for 25, 118. Right inside this little 1 minute fair value gap. Just to use it for a potential entry. Okay, we're filled. Call me crazy. I think we're going a little bit lower. We'll look for 25.87. Here we go, guys. Hey, Chicken Chicken Gaming, if you're sending, we're going to check all of it after the stream. All right, so no worries. After the stream. For Top 1 Futures, if you want a Top 1 Futures account, it's a 25K Elite Challenge. All right, what do we think, guys? I feel like I might not have the perfect entry here. It could work, but I think ultimately we'll still come down to 87, ideally, and look to fill this little unmitigated gap before going up back up to a new high. But we'll see. I haven't taken a loss yet on stream. So, I mean, you know, I could potentially be ready for a loss on stream. But I don't know. I think it makes sense. At least to take one more new low, at least. If we get there, I'll seriously consider pulling the trade early. I just think the market really should come for those equal lows first. I feel like overall, I want to see this zone hold on a 5-minute chart. This 5-minute inversion. I'm kind of playing this 5-minute inversion fair value gap in reality. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Are they going to edge our TP? We shall see. We shall see. How did I get into trading, Shivam? Like a lot of people during the COVID days, I was bored. I used to be like a sponsored skater and I used to travel around and I actually was injured. So I fractured my tibia, which is like your shin bone. And I was stuck inside for 6 months. I could barely walk for like 6 months. It was a pretty serious injury. And it was COVID too. So I was just insanely bored, man. I was very, very bored. And just looking for stuff to do. So I found crypto. I was investing a little bit at the time. Turns out, found day trading, then I found Forex, then I found futures. And it's just been, since day one, I've just been totally obsessed. Damn. That was looking really good for a moment. I don't know. I'm not unconvinced yet, but I do not like the way we're ripping up right there. Trying to see from like an hourly perspective, where could I be wrong? I guess from an hourly perspective, we have this wide open hourly fair value gap that maybe the market would rather retrace into first. But here we go. Okay, we're still very much in this trade. Here we go. We got to get that. We got to come down and take out this low. If we can take out 93, I think we'll hit TP. Here we go. Man, this market is very volatile, guys. Oh, there we go. TP. We have not taken a loss on stream yet. Bam. Let's go. I only need about $1,000 more bucks on these accounts to take a 5K payout. W's in the chat. Let's do it. I have not taken a loss yet, guys. We're at 100% win rate on the PFM TV stream. Not one loss yet. Got to get some credit there. Listen, I'm not just a streamer. I am a trader. I'm here to trade. Let's go. Where are we at on likes on the video? Let's see where we're at now. That was a fire trade. That was solid. So guys, yeah, you can win giveaways on this stream, but also you can learn how to trade. I'm here to teach you how to trade too. Remember that. We're at 78 likes still. Let's get to 80. Come on, 2 more likes. Let's go. I'm not doing another giveaway till we get to 80 likes. That's the goal. 80 likes before another giveaway. Zach, your strategy is sick. Yeah, man. I would like to think so. I like my strategy. Hey, Mayank. I hope I'm saying your name right. Mayank. They passed to their top 1 account yesterday. Beautiful. Let's go. Okay, we're at 79. We need 1 more, guys. 1 more like. That'll definitely be my last trade for the day, most likely. Again, if we just go over the executions, let's go over executions on these. Get my execution on. Bam. So here are my 2 trades. This is all you need to do each day, guys. You do not need to find and predict exactly what the market's going to do from the beginning of the day to the end. You don't need to catch 500 points in the market. Find edge in low time frames that you can exploit. Get in, get out, come back tomorrow. That's all I do every day. So this was our first trade, right? This was around the open. Base hits every day. This looks like a silly trade to some people, but it makes me money. And this was trade number 2. So trade number 2 is really good from an analysis perspective. So if we go to the 5-minute, we had this 5-minute bullish fair value gap that got inversed, right? It got inversed on this candle, 5-minute candle closure below. So what we're looking for after that is a break, a retest for 1 more leg lower. And I was looking at this wide open 1-minute fair value gap to use as our draw on liquidity. Why do we use fair value gaps for our draw on liquidity? Because they're an inefficiency. The market is attracted to an inefficiency. What happens when we tap that inefficiency? We bounce. So we go from point A to point B. We get in, we get out. Instead of getting in here and saying, I'm holding to a new low a day because I want to make $1 million. Instead of doing that, I get in, point A, I get out, point B, level to level. All right, I think we definitely got the likes we need. Let's see. Okay, we're at 86. We definitely hit 80. Let's do it. We're going to do type of sentence. I'm going to give you guys a sentence. Let me think of a sentence. All right, the sentence is going to be, and hold on, let's see what account we're going to give away. We'll give away Alpha Futures. For an Alpha Futures 0 account, the sentence is, prop firm match is legendary. Prop firm match is legendary. Okay, I got Darmish band ready. I got the chat open. I'm watching. That was the first one on my end. So that is the winner, guys. Darmesh, band ready. Shivam, you keep saying you were the first, but you were right below. I can show you guys a screenshot later. I got Darmesh. Yep. Okay, and you put your X handle. You are the winner, bro. You are the man. Thank you for that. That's what we need. Beautiful. That makes me so happy. There we go. Bam. All right, we'll do spin. We'll do spin for another account. All right, ready, guys? Yeah, I think it's your guys' network issue, not mine. I gotta say, because I'm watching it. I'm getting my chats in real time. But okay, guys, ready for this one? I want you to type the word match, and we're gonna spin. I'm gonna collect your names. Type the word match, and remember, I'm gonna run it through ChatGPT, so you can only enter once. $11.13, and we're done. $11.13. You guys can type it 3 times if you want, but it's only going to count once. I promise you. Okay, 11:13. Get all these in. Okay, beautiful. There we go. Let's get them in here. So you guys like spin over duck race, huh? Let me get a consensus. Spin or duck race? I got the names ready to go. Okay, I see duck race, spin, spin, duck race, spin, spin. Okay, it's looking about 50-50 so far. All right. We'll do 1 duck race, 1 spin with these names. 1 duck race, 1 spin. Let's go. We'll do 1 more duck race first. Yep, we're going to do both. We'll do 1 duck race, 1 spin for 2 more winners. All right, we ready, fam? Who's ready? We're going to hit it with a drum roll. Let's go. Damn, you see that? I see like a Donald Trump duck right there. Damn, Vishal is the Donald Trump duck. I don't think he's going to win. DJT is kind of slow, man. All right. All right. I'm going to make a prediction. It's going to be Sanho, Tarak Sahu. Winner. Let's go. Tarak Sahu. You are the winner. You are the winner of an Alpha Futures Zero account. Big shout out to Alpha Futures for hooking us up. They've been giving away accounts all week. Seriously, to all of our sponsors, huge shout out. Remember, guys, if you didn't win an account, you could always go over to Prop Firm Match and still get the best discounts, compare and contrast. Barack, please give your X handle in the chat. And if you can't do that, DM me at I am Zarb on X. I am Zarb on X. put this in the chat. All right, let's get this duck race out of here. We'll do a spin now. Guys, I still think we're going lower too. I'm telling you, I'm calling it. We're going lower today. All right, we'll do one more with the pinwheel. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Pinwheel. Let's get these new names in there. Who's ready, guys? Who's ready? On 3. Last giveaway. On 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Dan Green Taylor, you are the winner. You are the winner of an Alpha Futures account. Let's go. All right, here we go. Please DM me at IamZarb. Congrats. Everyone give congrats. There's always another chance to win an account. Congratulations, my man. Yeah, you were close, Kim. You were so close, but no cigar. The top fans are here for sure, Benjamin. You're definitely a top fan. Dan Green Taylor, I see you in the chat. Thank you. DM me on X, okay? I am Zarb. We got one more remaining. One more remaining. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got one more remaining. We'll do it a little bit towards the end of the stream, guys. Let's look at some charts now. All right, as far as the markets go, you know I'm done for the day. I think you guys are starting to learn how I trade, so you know where we're at. I've taken 4 trades now on stream since we started on Tuesday. I think yesterday is the only day I didn't take a trade on stream, but since then, I think I've taken 4 total trades. Each trade has been a winning trade. We haven't taken a loss yet, which is pretty cool. Honestly, I still want to see us go lower, but maybe we grind up. I'm watching this inversion fair value gap right here on the 5-minute. If you notice the way these 5-minute candles are closing, we're not closing back above this inversion. Right here, we invert it. We get that 5-minute bearish close. And then since then, we have not been able to get a 5-minute candle closure back above this level, which it's something. Okay. It's something. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hold as resistance, but it's showing that this level is working, which is why when we look for scalps from point A to point B, we can make money. We don't need it to hold and bring us to a new low a day. We just need to get a reaction. Yeah, guys, Nitin FF did not win 3 accounts. He won 1 account. Yeah, super happy with my trading though, especially this week. I think I've been on, you got to be locked in when you're streaming because you have an audience. Tarak, you won an Alpha Futures account, an Alpha Futures 0 account. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that beautiful reaction, guys. Still, even on the 1-minute, no 1-minute candle closures are coming above this zone. I think NQ is going down, down, down. I agree. R6, I mean, yeah, I have a little bit of crypto, but it's not something I'm like heavily invested in. And I do not trade crypto at all. I am exclusively a futures trader. I don't trade FX. I don't even trade metals. I trade the NASDAQ. NASDAQ and ES. That's it. Got to buy an oversized headphone for stream. Are your ears hurting or mine? Mine feel fine, actually. I just got these. There's some brand new AirPods. They're the newest generation. They're honestly nice. They're comfy. Juliet, yes, I will be back tomorrow. Same time as always to close out the week. Yes, I will. I'm telling you guys, this is my prediction for the end of the day. We're going to take these equal lows end of day. That's our prediction right now. I think we hold this inversion fair value gap and we come down to these equal lows. So if you're still trading NQ, you're still looking for an entry, I think we are likely to take these equal lows, which also coincide with the London session. Okay, so London session lows are here, but I think we can at least get to the midpoints and take out these equal lows. There is a lot of indecision right now, but what this price action is telling me is we built up a lot of liquidity here and we have not swept it out. And then we tried to push and we failed to displace higher and hold this level. Instead, we invert this fair value gap and we go lower. So I think we're going to be okay. I really think it's time for a retracement, like a higher time frame retracement. All right, guys, at 11:30, we'll do the last giveaway at 11:30. So like 5 minutes from now. How many cups of coffee today did I drink? Probably 3. I still got this one. I haven't finished it. Man, you need it. When you're streaming for 3 to 4 hours, you need it. Okay, San is targeting Asia lows. I mean, that's a deep move. Going for the Asia lows is going to be deep, but I think it could happen. Again, roughly 70% of the time, we retrace to midnight during the New York session. So we could definitely come down to midnight. I think maybe over the next couple of days, we come down, or into tomorrow, I really mean. We take out these lows. I think we could have another sell-off on Friday and take out prior week's low. Where am I from? I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I live in Brooklyn. I can't manage multitask like you do, interview, trade, reading charts. Yeah, it's tough. There's definitely, it takes a toll on you sometimes, but it's fun. You know, it's a fun thing to do. I would be sitting here on the charts anyway. So I might as well talk to other traders, trade live. You know, it's all good with me. Do I eat lith chalka? I don't know what that is, man. Never heard of it. What about in the chat? Where are most of you guys from? Are we US based, Europe? Guys, if you keep spamming for giveaway, I'm not going to do it. All right. Benjamin says poor lows. I'm guessing they're talking about these, Benjamin. I agree. I mean, I think we're coming for him. It'd be great if it happens before the stream ends. I think it could. Okay, we got Detroit. We got India, Pakistan. Interesting. Here we go. Look at this. Philippines, Nigeria, Spain. Okay, SP Kings from the UK. That's what's up. Here we go, guys. We're coming. We're taking these lows. That's a 2-mile horn, but I've been calling the market pretty well the last few days. We'll take these lows. London session, equal lows. They're coming. Buyers are crying. Facts, dude. And again, like, the technicals are everything, man. The technicals are everything. Like, Sanj was talking about this. You need to have good psychology. That's massively important. But if you don't have a strategy that works from the technical side, it doesn't matter how good your psychology is. You know, that's where, for the way I trade, volume profile, fair value gaps, using midnight price, these technicals work day in and day out. The levels we mark off make perfect sense. We come down, we invalidate this bullish level that in theory should have pushed price higher. Instead, we get our closure beneath it. We inverse the gap. We retest. We cannot get any kind of significant closure back above the level, and we sell off. One thing about trading negative risk reward or one-to-one scalping, you also can't sit there and do the math on how much you would have made if you held a move, because the edge that I have is in exploiting low time frame inefficiencies, getting in and getting out. So this is my trade. Okay. This is not my trade most of the time, even though that's what I was ultimately looking for. Because if I get in here, get out here, and my overall analysis was for us to come down and take these lows, what it means is that me getting my trade from here to here is extremely high probability. I take the low hanging fruit and I come back tomorrow. Yep. Pure drop. Look at that. Proven edge plus psychology is the key. 100%. There we go. Equal lows taken. That's a good way to celebrate with a new giveaway. We'll do one more giveaway, guys. Beautifully taken. Now, do we go lower? I think we can go lower for the day. I do, but we might slow down here because there's definitely liquidity built up at these equal lows. So maybe we push a little further, but I think we could get a deeper pullback in here. And honestly, it could be another opportunity for a short. But at the end of the day, you got midnight price. Okay, that's our target. We're looking for midnight price ultimately. So if you haven't taken a trade yet, if you didn't get into this short with us, this short, you still have opportunity to get into a winning trade. You just got to be patient. You don't want to get in at the lows, especially after we swept liquidity. What you want to do, wait for a pullback to a key level. We got this 5-minute fair value gap. This will be formed in 3.5 minutes once the candle is closed. That could be a good spot for a pullback into making a new low. So something like this. See, we take liquidity, we pull back. So we go something like this and look for that midnight price. That would be my next course, my next plan of action if I needed to take another trade. It's going to reverse a bit to 40 to 60% up, then going to go down, take Asia lows, touch the liquidity. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. You hit the nail on the head. That's what I'm looking for. Can you explain about lot size calculation in futures? Because I only trade Forex. Yeah, so with futures, you have two types of contracts to trade. It's a little different with lot sizes. With futures, you can either trade micros or you can trade minis. The micro contracts are going to be smaller size. So to put it into perspective, one micro is 1/10 of a mini contract. So when you're trading prop firms, especially if you're trading the smaller account sizes, you should trade the micros. I'm trading micros right there. For example, this trade netted us about 30 points, 35 points. So 35 points on 3 micros is 150 ticks. So that was a $225 winning trade times 5 accounts, because I took them on 5 of my copy traded Tradify accounts. Which again, guys, if you go in with my prop firm of choice that is listed on Prop Firm Match, Tradify is my go-to, especially for direct funded. 4.8 stars on the ranking reviews on Prop Firm Match. You have 750K max allocation, so you can trade up to 5 accounts. And 30% off with code MATCH right now for all account sizes. That's advanced, growth, or direct funded. That's one of the best deals for your value. And of course, you'll get loyalty points when you purchase through Prop Firm Match with the code. So you can always check here. Go to which account, like an advanced plan, you're going to get 92 loyalty points. For direct funded, Lightning, instant 150K, you'll get 617 loyalty points. So obviously certain accounts, you'll be able to get more and stack up your loyalty points. But this is my top firm for direct funded for sure. You can check it with a fib to get a retracement level. Yeah. So what I like to use, and actually Zamco talked about this, we trade pretty similar. We like to use the 50% Fibonacci retracement for marking out premium and discount. So anything above the 50% of this price leg, I just pulled a fib from the swing high to the swing low. If we get back above the 50% and I'm still short biased, I'm now in a premium and I could look to find shorts at premium pricing. If I'm trying to short below the 50% range, we're still in a discount at that point. So it's going to be a bit harder to find a good short most of the time. So yeah, if we could wait for a retracement near the 50%, I think that's the next spot for another short if we're going to continue lower. Tradify is the GOAT. Agreed. Definitely. They pay out quick too. All right, guys, should we run this last giveaway? I think it's time. I think we've been patient enough. Let's see where we're at on likes. Where are we at on the likes? Let me refresh this. Okay, we're at 87. Can we get to 90? Can we get to 90 likes? Before we end the stream, before we run the giveaway. 3 more people. 90 likes. Let's do it. Tarag, you can't like 3 times. 88. Are we at 90 now? Let's see. Let's refresh. Bam, 91. Okay. Oh, I'm so tempted to get us to 100, but I promised it at 90. So let's run the giveaway at 90. Okay, guys. I think now that I'm running it through ChatGPT and separating the names, I think the names is the best way to go. So once again, let's give a word. Let's give a keyword. And then we'll put it in. Do we want to do duck race or spin the wheel? Let me get a consensus. Duck race or spin the wheel? Duck, spin, duck, spin. It's pretty 50-50 on this. People like both. Okay, I'm seeing a few more duck races. Duck race, 60 seconds. Oh boy, all right. We'll end it with a duck race, 60 seconds. Now to enter, let's see, what should we use? This will be for one last Top 1 Futures Elite Challenge, 25K. To enter, I want you to type match code, MATCH code, match code. Go. And listen, we're doing the giveaway, but if we can get to 100 likes at the end by the end of the stream, that'd be pretty sick. So keep hitting that like button if you're still on. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and smash it. Oh, here we go. They're coming in. All right, at 11:39, entries will close. Remember, your name's only going to be counted once. Okay, we got 15 seconds left. All right, done. I'm gonna get these in here. All right, we got 40 entries, 40 names. We're going to do duck race. Here comes the duck race. Let's do it. We're doing 60 seconds. I heard 60 seconds. All right, 60 seconds. You guys asked for it. All right, we ready, guys? Get this going. All right, last giveaway of the day. Last giveaway of the day. Drum roll. All right, this is going to be a long one, guys, so get ready. Get comfortable. Who's got it? It's going to be someone all the way in the back. I'm telling you, we got 40 seconds left. Okay, we got Soul Sustenance coming in and Trader N08. We got some Benjamin Franklin looking dude with some Benjamin Franklin hair. Brian's coming up. Oh, I think it's going to be this Ben Franklin guy. Still got 13 seconds though. Who's got it? Who's got it? Who's calling it? Dude, see, it's going to be someone all the way from the back. JJK fan. What I want you to do is DM me on X at IamZarb, okay? IamZarb on X. DM me to claim your account. JJK fan, congrats. Karen says, I'm never the winner from the duck race. One day you'll win. And look at this market, still going lower. Guys, did I not just call exactly that? Did I not just call exactly what happened? Retrace into that 5-minute fair value gap. So once the candle closed, this was the gap. 5-minute fair value gap, retrace, hold it beautifully, and we make another leg lower. We called it perfectly. I'm telling you, we got giveaways. That's cool, but I'm also coming here and giving you guys some real analysis. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautifully done. Apine, no, you did not win. Benjamin, I do not have Telegram, but I am on YouTube. My YouTube is in the description of the video. So you can check me out on there. I have a ton of, educational, technical analysis videos on there. Lots of knowledge about market we learned. Thanks, Zach. Thanks at Prop Firm Match too. Yeah. Definitely thank Prop Firm Match guys for making this happen. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So people work really hard to set stuff like this up. You guys want me to create a Discord? Yeah, people have been saying that. I'll look into it. Maybe down the line, I'll look into it. Can we have one more now? We gave away 12 accounts today, man. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do more tomorrow. No worries. Damn. Michelle made $1,000 by our analysis. That's what I love to see. That's the stuff I want to see. Giveaways are cool, but I want to see that we actually helped someone make real money today. Beautiful. All right, guys, this is good. So I think we're going to get ready to wrap up. Ooh, PFM Discord soon? That's a good move. Maybe we should do that. I like that idea. Guys, type 1 in the chat if you would join a Prop Firm Match Discord group. Let us know. Yeah, JJK fan, just DM me on X. I sent you it. I put it in the chat. Yeah, it looks like people are into that idea. That would be cool. That could be a cool thing. Yeah, today was solid, man. I mean, let's recap the day. Okay, 8 to 9, it was a little slow. Like, really, we're just waiting. Market's consolidating. So we outlined our plan, right? What was my plan for the day at 8 a.m. when we first got on stream? I said, I like shorts. I understand that we're technically in a bullish market, but I like shorts. Why? Because we are above the midnight open. So we are in a premium of the daily trading range. That was key for me. That was absolutely key. So if we're in a premium of the daily trading range, I'd rather look for shorts. We waited patiently. We had Sanj come on, who was an awesome trading coach. He helped us. I mean, he just has so much knowledge. Honestly, that was one of my favorite conversations of the week. But while we're talking and learning, we take a little short scalp here. This was not the best trade because I expected this to go lower here. Not going to lie. We ended up getting one more manipulation up. But that's, again, why we love to scalp. We get in, we get out, level to level, point A to point B. But then we continued our chat with Sanj. And then as soon as 11 a.m. came, I just saw this. Like, I had to stop the giveaway for a second because I was like, guys, we're getting into this short. Invert that 5-minute bullish fair value gap on that close. We enter on the retest, level to level, boom, boom. And then, again, I felt very confident the market's going to keep going lower, that, I called out the retest into this 5-minute fair value gap. Doesn't mean I need to take the trade, guys. Like, I'm already up on the day. Like, that is the key, is to have some patience and just come back tomorrow. You don't need to keep forcing trades. So then we just have fun and we call out market moves. We help people make some money. I love it. Who is the guest for tomorrow? It's Luna Trades, who I haven't spoken to Luna myself personally, but we do follow each other on X already. So I've seen him around. So that'll be a good one. He'll be on tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. That'll be sweet. I know he's done a few interviews. I know he was interviewed by Austin Silver a couple months back, which was a pretty good interview. So that'll be a good one. But all right, guys, I think we'll leave it there. Market's tanking exactly as expected, as people like to say. And yeah, I love the color scheme of your chart. I also use blue and dark gray candles. Yeah. Yeah, I like blue and black because, I just don't like using red and green. It's too, when I'm like in a short or I'm in a long and the red candles are going down, it just gives me anxiety. So the blue and black are more neutral colors, and then the white chart just helps them pop. Yeah, I like that. I like that color scheme. But all right, guys, I will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 a.m. We'll run some more giveaways. We're gonna have Luna trades on at 9:30, and we'll just keep calling the markets. Haven't taken a loss on stream yet. I'm probably due soon, but we're just gonna keep it trucking. We take trades that are valid. That's it. But thank you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Peace and love, and trade safe. Peace.